But several great battles await you. Why is disintegrate here like this? Oh, cool. I love it when it does this. Okay, I need to remove these. So, alright, you are in Drezen. You've been told of various battlefields that may be necessary to clear out. Your actual primary target is to find the Sword of Valor somewhere in Citadel Drezen. However, going directly after it is not the smartest idea, as you will walk straight into the enemy's fortifications, and they'll have all their armies scattered around town. And they'll just kind of stomp on you from all directions.
Yeah.
You wouldn't want that now, would you?
Preferably not.
Alright then, since you're not interested in just getting your ass completely kicked. Let me just
Only slightly kicked.
Only baby kicking. Only baby kicking. Alright, let's see. What is there to do again? Information has revealed that there might be something worth looking for in the cemetery. There is an army prospected to be in the Paradise Hill, the fancy section of town. On the south bank of the river might be some dudes over there. Additionally, you'll have to secure the bridge that leads there for your army. And then there are the watchtowers that surround the citadel. Now, as I mentioned, you start off, there are siege points. As a mechanic, you start with 10. You'll lose one every day, or maybe more, if something bad happens. Oh wait, it's +1 for your allies. You have Anivia, you have Aravarshniel, you have Horgus Porgus, you have Iribeth, you have Socio. So increase that to 15. Your army is merely nervous.
Oh. That's better. Just news.
Just need to earn 11 more points to knock yourself into the higher echelon. Alright. Who the heck is Arliss? I don't know. Alright. Where do you wish to go first?
Well, where are we starting? Like, where are we coming from?
As I said, you can come from any direction you want. You can come from the south. You can come from via the riverbed. I'll just plop down the party token. You can throw that wherever you like. I love having a party token. It makes life so much easier. As a quick footnote, the Watchtower and the Ahari Bridge will have to be taken by you specifically. As scouts have reported, well, for one, you can't take Watchtowers with an army very effectively. It would just draw continual siege fire from the Citadel. And the bridge appears to have been trapped in some fashion, so that they can destroy it if need be. Taking it care of swiftly and decisively is important.
Gotta have some time for the actual adventurers to adventure.
Yep. Alright.
Okay, so we can start in the south and then proceed from there.
Would we want to go through South Bank and Paradise Hill and then come back around to the bridge? Or would we go to the cemetery and then go to the bridge? Just straight in?
It's up to you.
Straight in sounds good.
Straight in sounds a bit risky because they've got like shit going on all over here and they could all just send that in to obliterate us.
Wait, how long is the bridge? Because there is a thing on the bridge, so I can theoretically use the bridge to calculate the distances. The bridge is indeed 130-ish feet. Nice! This map is the scale.
Whoa!
I'm smart.
Mapping.
Sexy. Alright, kids. So, yes, you can run across the bridge in one round if you're fast enough.
Speed run.
Well, actually, you're not the one that's trying to get across the bridge. Point is, where do you want to go? What do you want to do? You're closest to the cemetery and the South Bank. If you attack South Bank,
Yeah,
of course...
so let's take care of these, I guess.
I mean,
in what order?
If you want to fight them simultaneously, that's also fine by me, but...
Yeah, probably not.
Yeah, that'll probably mean splitting our forces. Probably wouldn't need that much to take the cemetery if it's just, you know, ghouls.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah,
we're
our
not
army of
paladins.
paladins should deal with undead.
Ghouls,
Yeah.
but probably not.
Step, step, step.
Haunted Vault is a bit. Mm, okay.
Well then. Bust a move.
What was in South Bank?
Scouts have reported that the following dudes are chilling out in South Bank. There seems to be tieflings and cultists hanging out there.
Mm,
There seems to be two separate armies, but they're segregated enough that you can engage one of them before the other one can intervene.
That's handy.
Yes.
all right. Two armies, technically.
There is one thing to consider. The ghouls probably aren't part of an organized army, and will definitely start to attack an army of paladins just for kicks.
Yeah, so we could wait to wipe them out first for Drezen.
Nice. The Drezen Cemetery is about what you'd expect from a cemetery in a town that's been long abandoned. Many of the tombstones are weighted and faded. A thin fog hangs over the area. Even from afar, as you watch from across the shallow riverbank, you can see odd, lean, lanky things skimmering across, digging at the grave dirt.
Clean things.
It's weird that there's anything left at this rate.
Mm-hmm.
Probably a lot of corpses and stuff. Ghouls love that shit.
The scouts also reported that one of the crypts, like the proper crypt buildings, has been shrouded in a perfect cloud of darkness. They have dubbed that the Haunted Vault.
Subtle.
That could be trouble.
Definitely.
I mean, there could be stuff that we want in there if they're going through so much trouble to hide it.
That doesn't sound like it's being hidden. It's
Oh.
very obvious dark shroud over a thing. But yeah, there could be something, or they could be preparing something.
I mean, surrounded by an army of ghouls that, normally aren't affiliated with any particular party. It's one way to hide your stuff.
They could be.
I'd say regardless, we'd probably want to bust in there and deal with whatever's inside, whether it's treasure or monsters.
All right.
Can't really leave it around.
Socio will take your orders
This is true.
and begin organizing the men to launch the charge.
Alright.
Let's dunk some ghouls.
Another quick scope is given.
So,
He has a little spyglass, by the way, so you can more easily see the harrowing sight. Some of the ghouls appear to be alerted, but due to their unorganized nature, they will not be able to mount up any defense, despite their intelligence. The men charge.
yes.
And so it is time for a fight between armies.
Probably a good idea to take them out before they get organized.
Indeed. Alright. You are marching upon a ghoulish army. What are your tactics? What tactics will you employ?
That's tactics as opposed to strategy.
Yes, strategy is while you're already fighting. Tactics are the ahead of time thing.
Do you want to flank them?
Socio does inform you that due to the fact that ghouls have paralysis, mechanically speaking, every time they deal damage, you lose 1 DV. You lose some of your defense. So, ghouls become more dangerous over time.
Yeah, so it's probably better to try to decisive strike and just get rid of them quickly.
Yeah, just blitz them before they can have the chance to paralyze anybody. So,
Nice.
flanking makes sense. Extra offense.
Alright.
Flanking, and we have channel positive energy, so we can.
You're going in fast and hard, huh?
Yeah.
Fast and hard.
Alright, so +2 OM, that goes up to +10. You're gonna throw in your smite. So that's another +4. So that's +14 on your attack. Nice.
Do we get the whole shoot bit first?
Yes, that is what's gonna happen first, but I'm doing all kinds of numbers. Smite will not apply for this one, so it's just the +10. The ghouls do not have a range attack, but they do start to like mount up. They are a large army. They're actually like 200 or so ghouls, all coming right at you.
Ghouls.
That is like 2 to 1 on your army. They have a consumption of 0. They're led by, well, there is a ghast, like a proper ghast, who starts screeching them all into moving their asses as arrows begin to rain. Roll me some raining arrows.
What was it? 1d20 plus 8?
10?
10.
Yeah, it was +10.
You're expert flanking.
Yeah.
You're employing a myriad barrage. The barrage strikes into the ghouls. That is one hell of a blow. Ooh. Ooh. Wait a moment. Is this included? I don't know. Oh no, it isn't. I forgot. Their DR is they have 4 hit points left. As the hail of arrows manages to pelt many of them. Then, however, they go into a melee clash. They are immune to fear, so they cannot be routed. They are fearless, and they want more fresh bodies. You will replenish their numbers after all. And so they begin crashing into you. It is now time for tactics. What tactics do you wish to employ? The strategy. Sorry, I don't like that it's the other way around. Strategy is the long-term one. Tactics is short-term.
Yeah, you'd think it would be the other way around.
Fuck you, Pathfinder. You're dumb.
It's dumb. Well, it's still offensive, right?
Yeah, we're still pushing forward, so I'd say... will we go aggressive or full-on reckless?
Yeah, just aggressive, I would say.
Yeah, let's go aggressive. Smash them.
You go in long and hard for +12 to your damage and +3 damage. If you're going
very hard.
if you're going with the smite, you don't need the smite, but you could try.
I mean, it's per battle, so might as well.
Normally battles are done 1 a day, but since you're in a relatively tiny area, you can have multiple fights per day. Like, you could theoretically sweep the whole town in 1 day, and you tell me when you want to take a nap. So do you want to use your 1 smite or not?
We should probably save it for a harder battle.
Yeah.
You aggressively charge them. The men storm down the riverbed where the ghouls meet them. The few remaining ones gladly and gleefully charge in. They will employ, you know what, a more standard tactic. They're going to be nice and cautious about this. Preserve their defensive position. All right. They roll their dice. You roll your dice.
Was it +12 for this, or was it more?
+12 on this. It's +12, yes, if you're going in aggressively. Don't forget, your DV is -2 as a result of your expert flanking. Another -2. You have DV, I think, 14, unless you have anything that would increase it against these creatures. So you take 6 damage as they crash into you. Lines of paladins fall. The unpleasant smell of the undead has never been quite so thick. Ew. The ghoul army is eventually vanquished in a brief but furious melee. But it will take a moment for your army to recover from this rather aggressive blow, as you find bodies stiff as stone.
Load.
Yeah. You could give them a kiss and they wouldn't flinch. Additionally, some paladins are just still frozen up. They're not dead, but they are completely paralyzed. Lucky for you, however, you managed to take the cemetery. Who's keeping track of their hit points, by the way? You can edit the sheet, if I did this correctly. Oh, no, you can't. Now you can. I'm an adult. Please keep your hit points up to date. Just you do like 16/16. That way you know what the maximum is. Anyway, Social says that this will certainly have helped. After all, ghouls tend to come to signs of battle. Even if they aren't affiliated, they would certainly take the opportunity to take any bodies they could find, were there a big enough fight to draw their attention across town. Like, say, the Citadel. Wink.
We do 6 points of damage.
Yes.
Oof.
Now, I was going to say, we can give the party thing a health bar. That'd be...
All right. Okay, yeah, we could use the party health bar for that. That's a really smart idea. Thank you. However, for this, you gain 1 point of siege. You now have 16 siege points.
Hooray!
I'm just going to use the second bar for this one. Once you hit 26, you will have achieved maximum victory. And your enemy basically craps their pants. Which is to say, they succeeded all morale checks. It's funny.
Okay.
Also, you are now hopeful. You get a +2 to morale checks. Enemies take -1 to morale checks. You also gain 800 experience points for defeating the ghoulish ghouls. You get another 800.
Nice. Do we have better visuals on the vault?
It's a giant black blob. You have the exact same visuals you had a minute ago.
Giant black. Okay. How do we dispel magical darkness?
With magic.
Well, yeah, I've got daylight, which can spell that.
We can shed some light on this issue then.
I like... fair enough. Nice pun. If you cast like daylight the spell, then yes, it will probably get rid of this. I just need to double check the numbers on what level darkness this is. CL. Oh no. Oh, actually, as you approach the vault, which is on the skirmish map, so I get to draw you to a map. It says a little associated thing with it. Beep boop up. Approaching the vault, you learn some interesting information. First and foremost, you have a paladin. Paladins can detect evil stuff, right? You would probably be able to ping up an unhollow area.
Hope so, certainly.
Yes. Then you would detect that, indeed, this building has been hit with unhollow. The darkness effect is tied to it. Also, the blob is like a little elevated, so it's probably not placed on anything that's on the ground.
Alright, that's fairly high level magic.
It is. It's quite a bit of effort to protect one location.
There might indeed be something here then.
By the way, how Unhollow works. It has the magic circle against good. The DC to resist channeled energy of the bad boy side is increased by 4. The one for good boy energy is reduced by 4. Spell resistance does not apply to this effect. Does not apply to the druid version of the spell, and additionally, there is a darkness spell that wiggles around the place. Unless you have a 5th level slot to throw at this. Or, you think you have someone with Dispel Magic that could try to throw, that could try against a CO 11.
I've got Dispel Magic.
You want to give it a go?
I don't know if...
Oh.
Like, would that be difficult to do?
So...
That sounds difficult to do.
So doesn't Magic Circle prevent, Oh. Doesn't the Magic Circle stop evil guys from walking in?
Well.
Only summoned once, I think.
Okay. Good, because otherwise the two outsiders in the party might have some issues getting through there.
Oh, yeah.
Bonk. Well, at least you wouldn't be able to walk into the darkness, because you just bonk into the wall. Ah, the solid darkness. We're going to need a pickaxe. Just start Minecraft digging their way in. All right, kids. You can put yourself wherever you want on that little slick section of map. If correct, you should be able to see a big blot of shadowy evil.
Yeah, let's see the big circle.
Oh no, wait, I'm an idiot. There we go. Now I should be able to see the aura. I was in the wrong layer. Let's see about Dispel Magic, because it's possible Dispel Magic requires you to see what you're trying to dispel. And Unhollow does fixate on a point. Trigger target dispel. Okay, make what dispel. Yeah, you're going to have to find the point where the spell is fixed before you can start to get rid of it. Unfortunately,
Hard to do when it's
life ain't so
dark.
nice. Here we go. Oh, yeah, it's evil summoned creatures. Okay, let's suppress the effects. Man, these spell descriptions are long. I love this. A magic circle leaves much to be desired as a trap. I really like it. It's like they can just say, hey, you, break this for me. If you can add a special diagram. Huh. Alright then, kids. You're going to have to get into the darkness. A 5th level version of Daylight or Light Spell could probably keep the darkness a little bit at bay. But the way it works right now... Wait a moment. I need to know, does Unhollow cast the spell at like at the appropriate level or like upcast it? Because that's a good question to ask yourself.
Yeah.
I'll just say that the darkness version that's cast is just its own little effect. You have to upcast it, which most people tend not to do. Also, I don't think this guy can. Ba-ba-ba-ba.
Okay. Spell.
Point is...
So, Cariel, can you
do something.
do something about the darkness here?
Well, my Daylight is a spell-like ability, so I'm pretty sure it only runs at a 3rd level. But I don't think that's enough to dispel 5th level darkness, but I can probably get rid of it if I can find the source, but as it stands, can't see the source. And I'm assuming this isn't like a perfect circle like the thing is, so we could like triangulate exactly where the center of the circle is.
If you have someone who's good at mathematics, you can.
Roll knowledge maths.
Those were certainly... I believe some of those were words, yes.
Ah, yes, trigonometry. I mean...
Could you not... please not utter the names of demon lords here.
Heck.
That was insensitive of me.
Might draw their attention.
I think our only due course is to go in there and try and find where the source of the darkness is, but
completely blindly.
I mean, under Daylight it does say no, it doesn't.
It might be worth figuring out where this thing is. It might not even be inside of the building. If it's high up, it might be on the roof. To be fair, you don't know what this building even looks like because you can't see it.
Yeah.
Okay. Is the sphere embedded in the ground?
No,
or
as I
is
said, it's impossible that it's at the ground because you see it curling back inwards. But you're going to need a mathematician, a mathemagician, to figure this one out, to tell you approximately like height and location.
I mean, we have.
You can always just start
Aravashnial and
grabbing
his
your
team
hands at the
of-
building and scamper.
We have Aravashnial and his team of like librarians. They probably know what a maths is.
Aha.
You decide to call in the reinforcements of Aravashnial
Let's
And
call
his-
a nerd.
and his little
Yeah.
group of like 6 librarians that like scamper behind him.
Ah, yes. Let's get them here.
Socio asked me to come. Is there something I can help you with?
Roll the
We're currently
math.
facing a unhollow situation, and we need to triangulate the center of the point so that I can dispel it. But at this
Ah,
point,
yes.
we're not good at maths, so
Get,
thought we get the expert.
So at this point, you watch as his assistants. They all start. They take out measuring sticks and all kinds of instruments, and they just start measuring the sphere. You don't understand any of this. It's witchcraft to you, unless you are particularly skilled in engineering or like a knowledge skill that might associate with numbers. But after like 10 or so minutes, it takes a bit of time for them to get like the numbers they need and double check them. He walks up and he's like, okay, it's like it's like 40 feet. 40 feet from, like, he stands around here. 40 feet that way. And if I'm correct, about 30 feet up.
30 feet up. Mhm.
I can't tell you where that is in whatever is inside of this. But I can tell you where it is.
If it's 30 feet up, then chances are it's like not going to be visible from the ground. It's going to be up on a higher floor.
If it has multiple floors. Most of these crypts don't seem to have floors.
It's probably like a tall ceiling then.
Maybe.
Hmm.
So that's. How deep in was it?
40 feet from this ledge, from this edge. South. Or from this edge. Like, from any edge, it's 40 feet in, and then 30 feet up.
So then all I would need to do is walk straight for 40 feet, look directly up, and fire the spell upwards.
It's very optimistic of you. That's how this works.
Right. I ask Vasnil to point me to point in the direction of the effect.
He points
Okay.
towards the center. And then up a little bit.
Then up a little bit. Okay.
Well, actually, it's a surprisingly steep angle.
I blind fire an arrow in that direction.
What do you think is an appropriate check for figuring out how exactly your arrow, like what, like you're basically trying to think, does the arrow hit the point or does it hit anything in between? What do you think is an appropriate check for that?
No idea.
Like, it's at the very least your intelligence or perhaps wisdom. But you're the archer here. You should know this. I like your roll BAB plus intelligence, since it's basically your combat training.
Base. Okay, so base attack bonus plus intelligence.
It should be your level.
Or minus intelligence in this case.
Yep.
Turns out you're not that bright.
Whoop.
It went a good way, so it's entirely possible that there is no wall between. Like, you shoot in a little arc. Either it went over or up on the roof, but there's not a floor. There's not a wall directly between you. It's definitely on an elevated area, though. You might have even hit it. Who knows?
Well. Oh, what kind of sound did that make when it hit something?
Clay? Roof shingle?
Hmm.
Stone? That
Well,
distinct chime of stone, though.
Well, there's still a building in there.
Neat.
We are not walking into a empty void.
I mean, it would be kind of a neat trick. Put a big pole, put a thing at the top, put it in the middle of other buildings, and then people just walk into a hole.
Just get one of those, what are they called? Spheres of annihilation, I think.
Yes, I remember hearing, what was it? There was a nice book written about a place where they put one up and it's like, go inside, it's a teleporter. And everyone kept falling for it for some reason. Can I go back? I need to check out my books.
Yeah, go.
Good luck.
Do whatever you.
Don't get killed.
Thank for your mathematics.
I hope it was useful.
Mathematicians. Whatever. Right. So do we just charge in then?
Wait a minute, I completely forgot. Darkness doesn't work that way in this version. It just creates dim light.
Oh,
See, they upgraded it in 5e because light concealment in 5e is absolutely worthless. So yes, you do in fact see a shadowy building. You can see it just fine. I'm an idiot.
great.
I mean, it's like if it's dim light, if there's clouds overhead, then yes, it becomes perfectly dark, but
And like, doesn't Toulon have dark vision anyway?
it doesn't help in darkness.
Oh.
Oh,
Says-
hell,
it
no!
says-
It specifically says that dark vision does in fact pierce darkness. Yeah, it's until
Yeah, creatures with dark vision can see in an area dim light or darkness without
it's deeper
penalty.
darkness that does that. All right. Well, Toulon's been in the back this whole time.
Just watching us be idiots trying to do maths to figure
I don't,
things out.
what's the problem? The building's right there, kids. Well, you can chalk this up to the GM. So, you can all take a mythic power as an apology.
Ooh. Oh, won't have our power being restored in Vela.
If you've taken a nap, yes. I mean, the
Yeah.
gibbering swarm was not that far. So he didn't like take a nap since then.
Okay, cool.
Well, at least Toulon here has a night vision.
Here we go. So do you find
Does fire not have dark? He does have dark vision, so fire can see just fine too. Gosh, I forgot how crappy darkness was. At least in 2E, you can upcast it eventually with like a really high level slot. And it's silly how much you need to pump into it.
Okay.
What was it again? It was like... Oh, it's only 4th level. Still. From the outside, it appears pure... So this is fun detail. The way 5e describes darkness, it actually just means that anything inside becomes dark. But it's not a globe of darkness. 5e does not prescribe that it is a globe of darkness, just that everything inside doesn't emit light. Or reflect light. Which leads to the hilarious situation where you just look like a pitch black silhouette dancing around, and everyone can see you just fine.
Well, unless your background is also within the sphere.
Yeah, but if you're just casting it out in the open, you just look like a bunch of idiots.
Yeah.
Gotta follow you guys. Just like squinting in the dark. Like,
You can see about 5 feet around you, like just very limited where your sensors are a bit sharper. The amnesia darkness cone. Toulon, you walk up to a door. They are a big, heavy stone door. The name has been scraped off by years of angry ghouls clawing at it.
Hooray, stone doors.
no respect for public property, these ghouls.
They had a ghoul problem for years? Oh.
I mean, this place has been taken over for, I think, decades, so...
Oh.
Yeah, this whole war has been going on for quite some time.
Right. Yes.
yes, I knew that.
It's not like your parents fought in the war or anything.
Listen, he doesn't get hired to do the thinking. He gets hired to do the shooting.
Inside the 60 feet dark vision is less help.
Would you like to rub the door open?
Oh yeah.
Slap that bad boy open.
You open up the door. The stone doors scrape across the floor. Ugh. You see another set of doors in front of you. And there's like this bug guy walking up, looking up at the walls.
Oh. Friend.
He seems to completely ignore your presence, though. There are some more doors leading further inwards. Now that you've opened the front door, you can hear some weird skittering inside, like deeper in. Like this little.
Okay.
What's going on in there? I can't see.
Huh. Do I detect evil on that bug person?
You put your fingers to your temple. Let's see. He is not evil. Or is able to hide it.
His friend.
There are
And
spells
who
that will let you obscure your alignment.
Eh.
Yeah, but also, he could be friend.
Well,
So
hello
true.
there. Who might you be, and why are you in this dark dump crypt?
Its antenna wiggle a bit, and it doesn't respond. It doesn't seem interested in talking to you. Or maybe it's just very captivated by this bas relief that details a familial history.
Ah, and history connoisseur then?
It pokes its finger at a long glaive-like weapon that's on one of the reliefs. And you hear in your head, have you seen this?
Well, I have seen weapons like that.
I can't see anything.
I can't see shit. What are y'all talking about?
I think they call those glaives.
Okay, I'm gonna look this up because this is actually a very specific and fancy glaive. As in, it has a picture in the book, and you'll be like, Someone looking for
Books?
that is up to no good. It says that it is called Soulshire.
Oh, that is. Will I have any idea what this specific weapon is?
Well, it's been used for a couple of decades, so there are probably some myths and rumors around, so anyone with particular history might be able to figure out what it is. That said, the fact that it's a glaive would associate it with Baphomet. You do know that.
And why are you interested in this particular glaive? I'm guessing you are after a specific glaive and not just a glaive, which we might be able to scrounge for you somewhere.
Yes. It must be destroyed.
Ah, well, that's good, I guess. Those are generally associated with bad people.
It contains a demon.
Oh, well, even more reason then.
In fact,
Is anyone else here hearing this bug person speaking in their head, or am I just actually crazy?
There's a bug person in here?
if I'm correct, I don't think he has telepathy, so they can hear this, yes. Oh, wait, yeah, he has telepathy, but he needs to ask permission to use it. Wait, no, wait, here's his telepathy. Okay, here we go. Nope, he needs to ask permission first. He has a thing called collective, but he needs your permission before he can use it on you. So he's just talking common to you, and it sounds very strange coming out of mandibles. It's very clicky.
Okay.
I got him mixed up with someone else. Excuse me. The fact that all the demons can talk telepathically messes me up.
Yes, they're person who has been talking to us.
Oh. Well, pleased to meet you, bug person that I can't see, wherever
Okay.
you are.
Cariel sticks out their hand in the wrong direction. Is your friend blind?
He doesn't have eyes. His eyes can't pierce this darkness, unfortunately.
Normally I can see quite fine, but I'm having some trouble today.
I'm just going to light a torch and head to Cariel.
I mean,
Around
it's
20 feet
magic
around the
darkness.
torch is a dim light. So you can, in fact,
Uh-huh.
see this bug person. Your cleric sensibilities might find it a bit, or your oracle sensibilities might find it a bit strange that he is, by mammalian standards, nude.
Oh.
But since he's a
wow.
bug, there really isn't much to see.
I'm not going
tightness.
to kink shame anybody. He's living his best life.
Hey, listen, when you're made out of, like, solid rock-like material, clothes are, like, not very interesting.
And, do you suspect that this glaive might be in this tomb?
Yes.
Alright.
But I also suspect it has been used by someone who is not in this tomb.
Where are my manners? I am a fire makes way for new growth. And, who might you be?
It finally turns away from the mural and looks at you. And there's this... I mean, you could call him slow if you wanted to. But at the same time, you don't think that's fair, considering you've just met him. But every time he tries to answer, he takes a minute. It takes like a couple of moments as if he's like really thinking his answer through, or just doesn't dedicate a lot of mind space to this. Tick, tick.
Pleased to meet you, Tick Tick. I'm hoping that was you saying your name and not something that just happened.
Correct.
Good. Well then, we can help each other here then, I guess.
Yes.
Exploring this place.
The door is locked. It, like, taps one of its smaller hands against the big stone door here.
Well, maybe Toulon can help with that.
So if anyone has any, like, disable device skill or big, burly muscles...
I'm kind of good at the latter.
Yeah, and I've got +6 in when I use magic device. That's a different thing. Disable device is -1. Never mind. Forget I said anything. They've both got device in the name.
Nice.
So I was like, these are the same thing.
Is disabled device something you need to be trained?
Yes.
Oh, well then. I had no ranks in it.
Well, neither does Tactics. I think Anavia... No, wait, I think Anavia wasn't. Because they want players to have fun. She does have disable device. She can try it, but she's not that great.
Is there a lock on the door?
The door has like a big stone locking mechanism, like you would expect from a big stone door.
Because I would rather just whack it with my adamantine Morningstar.
The old hit it very hard strat. I like it.
Adamantine. Definitely made for that.
Alright,
Yes.
Do you want to take 20? Or do you want to actually roll for it?
Can I take 20 on attacks?
You can take 20 on trying to break a door open. Or are you trying to actually, like, bust the door down? Okay. Let's see if I can find the rules for how tough stone is. I would like the material stone, thank you. Special materials. Actually, I just want materials. I just don't know how tough stone is.
And there's an entire section in the SRD about doors and stuff.
Doors, doors, get your doors here. Big doors, small doors, no windows.
Come on down to Crazy Saffy's warehouse of doors. We got doors.
I got windows in the doors, but I don't got just door. Okay, here we go. Stone door is not on this list. What? Well, it has wooden doors, just not stone doors. That's real nice. All right. Well, you ignore it's okay. You can just roll me an attack. The door has around like let's see, what does it have compared to wood? 3 times? No. Just it's not even that much more. It's got like 30 hit points. So a couple of good hits, and you'll make the locking mechanism irrelevant. Because Adamantine ignores hardness. So guess what? It's really easy to bust something down with it.
Well, hardness less than 20.
Yeah, stone it has 8.
Yep.
So go ahead. Swing that arm of yours.
Oh, I bear my bow. Ugh. So this whole place is unhallowed.
Yes.
So this whole place feels just kind of slimy.
Your paladin senses are like, bleh.
Yeah.
I can't see shit.
Disgusting place to be.
Toulon, your attack rolls to break the door down, please.
Whack.
Toulon takes a good few solid whacks at the door. Bam! Bam! The locking mechanism falls to shambles under the immense pressure and big muscles of a power attack. And so the door the door is made of stone, so unfortunately it does not in fact slide open like a wooden door might. But you can just kind of nudge it open if you really wanted to.
Well, we've gone this far.
You do hear like a panicked screeching coming from within.
Hell yeah, vandalism.
Knock, knock.
Cool.
Generally should be against such things. In this case, just go wild at that door.
You hear this guy go, "You stupid ghouls!" It is at this point. Ooh. That something interested happens.
Should we pretend to be ghouls to throw them off?
I don't
Penny.
know. You could if you want. I don't know how much good it's going to do.
What do ghouls What do ghouls say?
Brains.
It doesn't really matter what ghouls say. Does anyone here have the capacity to see ghosts? Like, can you see?
I don't think so.
Oh wait, no.
That's a good question.
Yeah, there's a chill on your back as a spook enters the room.
I mean, if they're evil, fire can probably see them.
Well,
Magic
detect
fire,
them.
evil eyes.
This whole place is completely drenched in evil.
Yes.
Yeah.
Either or, the thing comes out of the wall, and I'll just say it gets the surprise round to do this on Toulon before you all are like, wait, something's up. Wow.
Wow.
Toulon gets
Wow.
mega lucky.
Alright.
That's impressive.
Ooh,
Burbling.
yummy tasty.
I can assure you we're not tasty.
The walls attacking us.
It is an ethereal voice. It's like, ooh. Let's see. Oh, nice. It has the benefits of total concealment, even if you can't see it. Because it has the displacement effect cast upon it in the spirit form. But does it... Okay, I just need to make sure that it's actually visible or not. It doesn't say. I'll just say that it is somewhat visible. You can't see this shady figure, but it's like wavy and displaced from its own position. Because otherwise displacement doesn't really make a lot of sense. Alright, point is, there's an angry boy here who's trying to give really bad touches to Toulon. And it wants to fight you about you coming into its house without even knocking or saying hello. You knocked the wrong way.
Yeah.
It has questions. Do you have answers?
See.
I guess Tic Tac will technically partake, but it's not really interested in engaging. It's not his problem. It's a very pragmatic approach to the situation. Cario, you're an oracle, not a cleric. Just reminding myself.
Gotta remind yourself every now and then.
This creature is strange and weird. Perhaps you would like to identify it before you take action. Just to make sure you're not shooting something with spell resistance.
Yeah, what am I rolling to identify it?
Religion. It is an undead.
Okie doke.
I can wink tell you that much. That said, I might take it. Okay, you have no idea what this is, but it ain't one of the garden variety undeads. But to be fair, it just came through the wall, so it's to be expected. All right. But how do you want to kick him in? How do you want to mess him up a bit?
Seemed interested in attacking Toulon, so I'm just gonna give Toulon protection from evil, and then go into the corner.
That would basically cancel out its ability to touch. Yes. Toulon receives the magical ward from evil.
Evil.
Toulon. Something tried to drain the life out of your bones like a little sippy straw.
Oh no.
Have at it.
Okay.
Ooh, don't forget, it has total displacement, and I think the way ghosts work is they get another, like... So, when you attack a ghost with a magic thing or something that isn't force damage or has specifically ghost touch, something that's incorporeal, it has a 50% mischance. It also has a 50% mischance because it's concealment. Those are two different types. So you have to roll me 2d20s and score 11 on both to even hit it.
Oh, so it doesn't take just half damage instead?
I think incorporeals work that they just... Let me just double check, because I recall that... Okay, yeah. Corporeal spells and effects that do not cost a 50% chance. Okay. So, go lose corporeal source. Okay, yeah, it's half damage. Okay, it's spells that only have that. Excuse me. I haven't used ghosts in a while.
Just well, honestly.
Enemies have total concealment from an incorporeal creature that's inside an object. So he can't be a cheeky bastard. Alright, you can smack it, but you still have to make that concealment check. Because it's still displacement. Which does create an awkward situation. Oof.
Guess I miss.
Nope.
Oh wait, but they got like 2 attacks.
You do. And that one hits.
Okay, so here's my second iterative attack.
Gosh. You and it are close friends, I see. Fire.
Also, as if reaction, I tell Bean to the way.
Bean.
Right. We are... It's a ghost. Yes.
It appears to be. Perhaps it is something else.
Begone, you unclean spirit.
You channel positive energy right at his face. Don't forget, you're inside of an unholy place, so it has a +4. It still fails because it just doesn't have a good day.
Holy crap.
That's quite all the ones.
Okay, yes. It It is unpleasantly disrupted by this. It cannot touch Toulon, but it doesn't know that yet. It tries to first, wasting its action to do so. And then starts, okay, if I can't eat you, then I can have your dog, or this fiery man. He looks nice and zesty.
Don't have the dog.
The bug person is exactly as slow as you would imagine it to be. They're just kind of standing there going, scratching their chin. Thank you for your assistance, Tick Tick. Cariel.
Oh, right.
Oh wait, I forgot to reveal the area because you can just look down there now. The U, by the way, is the center point of the spell, just so that I have a token that can project an aura.
I suppose, given that I failed the knowledge check, I don't really know anything about these things. So
can-
I'm going to...
You can try again if you want to and use a mythic power on it. You have to use a mythic power on it to retry.
Nah, I'm not going to spend a mythic point on that.
Oh! Wait, it took damage and it recovers that damage too. It has fast healing of some sorts.
Oh, great. I was going to step here and try burning hands on it. Just to give it the old whoosh, 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 whoosh.
Cool. After that, I will give Toulon a perception check as the creature screeches from being attacked. Oh boy! Oh! I read this wrong. Corporeal spells and effects that do not cause damage. Damage otherwise still works natural. Normal. Ooh. What? Okay, this is just confusing me right now. I'm just gonna say it's half because... Oh yeah, there we go. Yeah, it's just half. Okay, nice. It takes 6. At this rate, you're never gonna kill it, you know. Toulon, can you roll me some perception? Or sense motive is also appropriate.
I can give you either one.
Well then, just give me the one you feel most confident in.
Although it would still be perception, though.
Wiggle, wiggle. He sounds a lot more ghostly than he did when you started screeching when you bashed the door open. It's weird, ain't it?
I think this is some kind of a projected thing from deeper in.
Oh. In that case, we should probably, you know...
I'm going to
Scooch
go
over.
deeper in.
We'll keep this thing busy here, I guess.
Yeah. And I'm even going to just eat an AOO.
It wants to redeem itself really badly. It's a touch attack, by the way.
Yeah.
Oh no, wait, it can't hit you because you're still protected.
Aha!
Oh no, wait, it's summoned creatures. It can still tap you. It just has deflection armor bonus that you can benefit from. Excuse me.
Yeah.
So, please watch your constitution drain down to Piddlewicks.
Yeah.
There's more.
But wait, there's more.
You still have movement. Use it.
In the corner. What's your AC then with the bonus from the protection?
As you peek around the corner in this tomb filled with overthrown caskets and sarcophagi defiled, you see on one of the alcoves, you see a small... Actually, I think Burbelongs are medium. Yeah, they're medium-sized. They're like person-sized. But he has a massive forehead. Look at that forehead. He's kind of slumped over in a corner against the wall. Like he's not quite... No, I mean, he's an undead, so who can tell? But he looks in good shape for someone that's not moving. And if you kind of wash the blur away, he looks exactly like the ghost. Gosh. You know, for all the rules I like Pathfinder for, the rules on incorporeal creatures and how readied actions works is hilarious. An incorporeal creature crowded outside an object is total cover, but when attacked creature outside that only has cover, so creature with a readied action can attack it as though it has cover. It's great. Anyway, Toulon, you see him. If you had just 5 more feet of movement. You can try and bump it on the noggin.
Well, alas, it comes with being a dwarf, I guess.
Your feet are only so long. You still have a standard
Not
action.
too long.
Well, I guess I could, like... drop my Morning Star and toss my net at it.
You toss your net at it. All right. How does a net work?
Gotta catch them all.
Shimpokemon.
And nets work like it's a ranged touch attack, and if it hits,
Oh.
the target is entangled.
Yeah, it... So it's a touch attack on a flat-footed opponent. It's AC 10.
Well, yeah, but I'm still not proficient, so... Okay, 11, so I hit.
You've captured a body.
You
Does
got
it does it actually do damage or not?
No.
Then
The
it
one's just there because, like, I
Let
didn't
me just-
put anything to damage.
Yeah. Okay, neat. Cool. Fire, you're still dealing with a spooky ghost.
Spooky ghost.
Oh, I forgot. Yeah, that's some weird. It has one of the better DRs out there, by the way.
Great.
It's not weak to magic.
Well, I'll take a 5-foot step back. And start laying into it. Just
Pew pew.
one of these might hit. I'm just gonna roll this first. Then, how many times do I need to roll that?
It has AC 24. Wait,
24.
wait. It does not. No, its AC is 19 in this form.
Oh,
So you can roll me 2 displacement hit checks. And you might deal... You actually 1. The other one doesn't do any damage.
yeah, okay. So that was 100, right?
Yes. That said, if your weapon is good or silver, might be nice.
+1 and a cold iron.
Nice. Carry on.
Just barrage of arrows go right through it.
Carry on. Ghostly, chilly hands go towards you with an intent of giving you pale, withered skin. I think you don't have 24 touch AC because you're not a rogue.
No, not a chance. I got 12.
The chill in your bones pulls you closer to the grave. Luckily, you have lesser restoration means, so shouldn't be a massive issue.
So that's the wrong thing.
It then lets out an evil little cackle.
Yeah, laugh it up.
Yeah, laugh it up, boy. Come on, have at me, yeah. Just wiggle your arms at him. It'll do something.
You want a piece of this?
Well, there isn't much that Tic Tac can do, even if he wanted to. He's kind of more of a support guy. And you're not in his little support circle.
How about you go and help Tulona, Tick Tick, maybe?
He finds this a fair plan. Let's see, Tic Tac.
I mean the dwarf.
Yes,
That was
thank
the
you.
dwarf.
The intent is clear. You should have introduced him, perhaps. He points at the body and is like, "You want me to poke him? You already captured him."
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, he actually has 45 land speed. I forgot. Tic Tac has long legs. He takes big steps.
Long
Big
and
step.
many.
Does this thing have reach? I don't know if it has reach. Well, it also holds onto these weird, like, you've never seen a weapon quite like this. And it just throws one at the guy.
Judgka.
Yes, they're incredibly weird weapons. But when it hits, it doesn't do any damage. As a result, it doesn't take any damage, and therefore nothing happens. Cario.
Okay. So I'm going to protection of evil myself while I'm, tanking the hits from this thing. Getting activate super barrier.
Oh, by the way, for context, this entangled body seems to be in a helpless state. You could totally try to coup de grace if you really feel like a bastard.
Yeah, sure will.
I mean, that's implying that it's not going to wake up and kick your ass for trying it, but... Ooh, and you can take a 5-foot step to get in range. How nice.
Yeah.
All right, Cariel, you're fighting ghosts, and you just cast a spell on yourself. I think it already tried to attack for opportunity this turn, so it can't do anything. No, it didn't. So, unless you want to take a 5-foot step away, it's going to try and slap you again.
Yeah, I'll 5-foot step back.
Toulon.
Yeah.
Blood is getting sucked out of people's bones.
I need that blood.
Well, that's
Probably not in the
where
bones.
blood is made. Well,
your marrow.
it's time to draw my great axe and try to chop this thing's head off.
Coup de grace against a helpless opponent.
Yeah.
I do love that they mention how to pronounce coup de grace. That's good rules. They should remind people that it's not coup of grace.
Cup of Grace.
All right, you automatically hit and score a critical hit. If they survive, they must make a fort save, DC 10 plus the damage dealt or die. Normally, undead wouldn't. I don't think would be. I think default. No, wait. You just don't find them in that state. Go ahead, roll me an auto crit. Fuck. 62. It cannot make that DC. It also has to make massive damage, technically. So, so how do you coup de grace? Do you just cut it in half? Do you go for the head?
I did mention I go for I have a big axe in
Oh,
the head. And
actually, that would have been 52 because it has DR and it has fast healing 10. It has a whole bunch of stuff to make it defensive, but that doesn't help when someone just cleaves you clean.
Shunk.
Can't deliver it against immune to critical hits. Ooh. Doesn't matter. If you chop a helpless undead's head off, it's fucking dead. Because this guy needs its brain for things. It's not a skeleton. Skeleton, you might live without a head, but not this guy. You chop him. And the spirit is... Let me see. What happens to him if his body is destroyed first? Because it mentions... Okay, if the spirit is reduced to 0 points, it returns to the body. That makes sense. If the body is injured, it returns to his body and loses displacement. Sensible. It doesn't even consider... Wait. But what happens if... Okay. Ooh. Oh, no, that's kind of weird. Okay. Please just tell me what happens if the body is dead. Okay, partially because... If the physical... Okay, if the physical body is slain, the spirit body dies immediately as well.
And it's gone.
Aha! Good job, Cariel. Whatever spell you just cast.
I am the greatest.
Did its job.
I grabbed that was separate head by the 6th head and...
Gross.
Oh.
I do love, by the way, how big this guy's forehead is. So I'm gonna post it.
It's more than a forehead.
Yeah,
Look at that.
That's a 6 head right there.
I mean, if you hadn't destroyed him completely, he probably would have started going for those paralysis he can inflict. DC 20, by the way. DC 20 on his paralysis. Ouch.
Yeah, ouchie.
So,
It feels like this encounter is completely murderous if you don't handle it like we did.
I mean...
Well, that is the solution.
There's a couple of ways this can go. Like, admittedly, yes, but you're also implied to be goody two-shoes who would probably have a holy weapon by this point. Or something. I don't know. I don't know what the idea was. Also, by the way, this is an advanced version of the regular boy, which was already pretty tough.
Also, typically the idea is, like, when you're presented with an enemy that, like, resists all of your attacks and is invincible. You've got to start thinking, maybe there's some other puzzle to this.
Well, the puzzle was to
We're
just
not thinking-
chop his head off, apparently.
Yeah,
Well,
the
I'm
puzzle
gonna
was violence.
I'm gonna look around for whatever.
There are no stairs going up. So, wherever this thing is, it must be on the roof.
And the alcoves here are pretty empty otherwise.
I mean, there's like coffins and stuff, but some of them either have like mangled corpses or they probably turned to ghouls and left.
Do you see the glaive anywhere, Tick Tick?
It shakes its head.
Oh, can I see the source of the darkness at least?
No. As mentioned, it must be higher up, like on the roof. Because there's no way to go up.
Huh.
And the ceiling is not 30 foot up.
Guess we'll need to scale the outside.
Seems so. Seems so. Well, at least we got rid of this thing.
Yeah.
Head outside.
Nice.
Nancy's a pipit.
I pick up my morning star and my net. And
Yep.
take a few seconds to fold the net back up.
Wipe some of the blood off it.
In the meantime, what does the rest of the crew do?
Get her outside and stare at the ceiling.
You stare at the ceiling of this small domed area. Okay, go outside. In that case, you can stare at the roof.
Yeah.
It has a rather flat roof, but has a slight slope so that rain doesn't pool up.
Yeah. Are there like any points that could be lassoed with a rope?
The top of the mausoleum has like this little ball and a little spiky bit. You could throw a onto that.
Yeah, cool. Let's do that.
Is there like a glaive sticking out of the top of the
No.
roof?
It's incredibly likely that he probably looked there first before he started going.
Yeah.
Well, he, she, it. Bug.
Yeah. And I actually have a rank in climb now.
Toulon manages to make a way up.
Cool. Is there like a second floor to this, or am I on
Nope.
the roof already?
It's a mausoleum. They usually don't have floors that go up. If they have floors, they go down. Unless you want the fanciest mausoleum in town, and it's basically a mansion. Listen,
Yeah,
I want
probably
2
not.
floors. I want golden toilets in my mausoleum in case I wake up as a ghoul and need to use the potty. So you manage to get to the top. The center, if you do like your mental spatial awareness correctly, is in fact a little spiky bit at the top, which is a terribly defended location, but at least it's centralized and kind of makes sense.
Would I know enough about magic to know if magic is attached to the object?
It's more like the magic is sort of glued on, like you slap a bit of glue on something. That's kind of it. It's just magic that clings to the object it's cast upon. The object itself is normal. If it's dispelled, it's just an object. But
Yeah. Was I thinking of tearing this thing down from the mausoleum and tossing down?
if you feel that that's the way to do it, you can break it off with ease with your morning star. Six says it comes from home.
Funny, I'm from there too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
strange, ain't it?
Hey, Karel, can you save the blob ball of darkness wobbles a bit if I move this thing around?
After defacing a mausoleum, you move the thing around. It will follow you in your hand.
Huh.
Actually, can you? Yeah, I think that Unhollow can just kind of move with wherever you affix it to. So yes, you just kind of take an unholy site with you on the go.
Portable blasphemy.
Now I wonder if I whack the object enough with a Morning Star and it's destroyed, will that dispel the spell?
You can destroy the object in an attempt to dispel the effect, but it's also possible it just gets stuck to smaller and smaller pieces.
I
Well,
could try and dispel it magically first. If you want to.
yeah, I want you to do that second if it doesn't work my way.
Well, okay.
Alright, you decide to smash it.
Yeah. Do you want me to make attack rolls?
No, you just smash it.
Yeah.
Because I'm a little pedantic boy, because it originates from a touched point, the spell itself is theoretically an infinitesimally small point affixed to an object. So you now have a crumb that has an unholy effect associated with it.
Well,
Tenacious.
Huh.
Just gonna
Make someone
Your
swallow
turn.
it. Like it's
No.
it's an emanation. If someone swallows it, then their stomach is unholy, but the rest of the environment around them isn't. You could also just put it in a bag, really.
oh yeah, we could put it in like a little box, but yeah, no, I'm going to let Cariel have a
Who
go.
still has a torch out in broad daylight? Actually, because you're standing in like when there aren't clouds, it's bright light, so you can just see it.
Well,
Is
okay.
the darkness still tied to it?
Yeah.
Well, I'm not
Yes.
entirely sure how dispel magic works, but I'll press the button.
The way
and
it
see
works
what
is you roll a
happens.
caster level check against its caster level check DC, which I'm gonna say is 21.
That's very high.
Yeah, it is. I know,
Well, I'll
but
Give it
but
a
it's
crack.
but it's 5th level spell, so you need
Yeah,
a
I
big boy to
guess.
cast it.
Nope.
It's not feeling it today.
Just like put it in a box and leave it somewhere.
You know, you can always see if our Vashniel can like do it in their spare time. They can also cast a spell.
Yeah.
Oh
Do what
yeah,
they
but
want to.
Well, we could call them back here since we didn't need them for the mathematics. Kind of don't feel like dragging an unhollow thing around with us.
if it's close in the box
Let
and
me
doesn't
bury the
emanate,
box.
Still feels. Ugh.
You
Think
take a
about it.
box with an unholy source of darkness with you.
We don't need to take it with us. We can just kind of like bury it or something.
Having an unhallowed thing in a graveyard is also.
Yeah, like this effect sticks around. This doesn't just go away by itself. You're basically burying nuclear waste.
In a graveyard.
Yes, that's not how you make ghouls.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Good. You want undead? That's how you get undead.
Yeah, we can just leave it with the like magic folks. They can deal with it. Should we have another look inside the crypt now that the thing's gone? Question mark. See if like it was hiding anything. I feel like there might be more to it than that.
I think you already looked.
Yeah,
that was when the
There,
like
there isn't anything inside. Drezen has been looted a long while ago, so you're not going to find loot in lootable places. They're going to be in places where people already are.
Okay.
But we found the Tick friend.
Well, I don't know if Tick Tick wants to come with us. They can go where they want.
Well,
Probably in there because they wanted to be in there.
do you want to come with us, Tick Tick? We might be able to find the thing you're looking for better. You have an army. It's over there. Pointing at the horde of paladins.
I like polishing their boots.
If the worst comes to pass, the glaive soul share is probably in the hands of a demon worshipper already.
Yeah, we're bound to run into them at some point.
Well, thanks to your flawless, peerless logic. Tick Tick is like, sure. This seems like a reasonable approach.
Ah, we have made a friend today.
Yes.
Hooray! Friendship. Friendship wins.
As mentioned, Tick Tick has he has what's called a collective, and he can add you to it. So again, he's a heavy support guy. His whole thing is he makes everyone a little bit better, while he himself kind of sucks. He can, for example, he can share teamwork feats that he knows.
Ooh,
Oh, cool.
okay, that's pretty good.
So he's kind of useful if you want a party member that just makes you better than you already are.
It's just portable passive buff machine.
I mean, he makes your flanks really good. No, wait, he doesn't have that one yet.
My butt's already pretty nice.
Anyway, he just kind of trudges along with you.
Yep.
It takes a moment to get everyone to kind of calm down at the sight of an insect, which, might be associated with demons, but...
I mean, we've already got, like, a gigantic gargoyle with us.
People are starting to whisper that you guys have something going on.
Hey, a friend is a friend, no matter what they look like.
He's good people. Like, probably as we approach the army, he's gonna barrage of detect evil thrown at him.
Like everyone gets up and puts a finger to their forehead. Tick Tick just kind of sits on a rock the whole way through.
Yeah. It's a good thing that paladins have like detect evil and not like detect good, because if they had detect good, then they could just be...
They would ping on druids.
Right.
Yeah, they would just disrespect anyone that registers good.
Yep. Anyway, you've managed to complete the Haunted Vault and the Cemetery fight. The Cemetery fight and the Vault are both worth 1 siege point. So I think you get one more. Let's see. You also did the thing with the thing, so that's another bit of experience. Cool. You've done things. The day has not yet finished. As I said, you decide when you take a nap. You can continue on fighting with your army.
Yeah, so we could attack South Bank.
Yes.
If you clear out South Bank, you'll at least have an entrenched position to take a rest if you want to.
Yeah, definitely.
That's
That would
probably
probably
the best
be
idea.
enough for the rest of the day.
Cool. You march on South Bank. As mentioned, South Bank has 2 main enemy forces there. Oh, wait, let me increase this to 17. Bam. South Bank has 2 main enemy forces. There seem to be cultists here and tieflings. If you attack, you can attack them from either side without them drawing attention. They all seem to be like reveling and kind of having a good time.
As demons are known to do.
Subtlety, that never happens.
Well, the cultists are like performing weird rituals. The scouts are like, well, they're chanting all kinds of weird stuff, and the tieflings are just kind of throwing bottles all over the place.
How about we, target the cultists first? They are fanatics.
Let me look up and see what your scouts have to say. The cultists do feel like they're more formidable opponents. They actually have like proper armor and stuff.
Tieflings, we might be able to break or even sway some of them to our side. Well,
If we make a good enough showing of beating the shit out of the cultists, maybe they'll turn tail and run.
But if you get beaten up enough, it's like, hey, we can just pick up the credit.
Yeah.
Well, there are risks.
There are risks on both sides. The cultist army, by the way, is composed of humans, just in case you wanted to know.
Do they count as spellcasters for our spellbreaker?
No. They seem to be the fighting part of the cultists. The majority of them seem to be like fighters, barbarians, maybe. They use proper weapons in a proper fashion. They're like an actual army that's meant to hold a position than cultists doing fancy rituals. Good luck getting an army of clerics for an evil god. They all start to argue in like a few minutes. Like Sith.
Yeah, especially when they're demon worshippers.
And
Each
then they
one
all
with-
start their own little churches and like break off into like their own distinctions, and they go to war with each other. It's a big mess.
Yeah, each one worshipping a different demon.
Or a slightly different version of the same demon.
Listen, I think Baphomet looks better with curled horns. I think he looks better with straight horns.
I like the one where he's sitting down.
No. Standing up Baphomet is the shiznit. Anyway, who hair? As mentioned, it will take a couple of melee rounds before the other army will start to interject. Additionally, you still technically have that positive energy to heal yourself up before the fight.
Yep.
Yeah, that will be useful.
Yeah, we should probably do that before we start.
Like normally you can't, but again, this all happens in one day, and the idea is that you fight with an army once per day, but you're in a small environment, you can do it multiple times. Because normally the spaces are like 12 miles. This place is not 12 miles. It's like 1, maybe 2.
I don't know how big a mile is, so I'm going to.
I don't know either. Don't ask
Some
me.
American measurements.
I use measurements that are made by people, for people, by people, with people.
Okay,
Use
so
the
it's...
people.
Well, going rules as is, we could use the first shooting phase to heal a bit.
Yeah.
Or we could
So,
just like do it before
You,
we
you
get
can
there.
you can do it out of combat. It's like I said. It's how combat works.
So,
Thing to
how
notice,
does
by
the
the way,
heal-
you could destroy the Tiefling army in one attack, theoretically, meaning you don't even have like a ranged barrage.
yeah, but then they might get support from the...
I think I'd rather take out the cultists in one go, and then weather an attack from the weaker. Like, well, either way, we're probably going to take damage from the cultists. Question is, are we going to take 2 hits or 1 hit?
Yeah. Go hard on the cultist, throw in some Smite Evil there,
Yeah.
smash
Alright.
them up, dude.
Nice.
Plus, I assume the cultists are spellcasters, so we can get.
No, they
spell
aren't.
break.
They are.
They aren't. I thought we were doing rituals and shit.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean they're necessarily clerics.
Yeah.
It just means that they're
Little-
worshippers.
They're all part of the pyramid scheme.
But
Running.
there are clerics, but they're not the army. Like, as a whole, the clerics are too few in number to actually make a difference.
It's not a spellcaster army, it's an army with some spellcasters.
Yeah. Additionally,
Okay.
channel negative energy is kind of useless because you just blast your own dudes.
So we do the channel positive energy before we enter combat then?
Yes.
Yeah. Like, on
But
the
that
way.
is your
okay.
use for the day.
Get 1. Okay, well, we heal 3 points, I think.
Yeah, because that's the ACR.
Isn't it? No. Isn't it a 1d4 you roll?
No,
No, that's for damage against undead.
Ah, yes. Thank you.
can also give self health ACR penalty on the OM for 1 range melee
Nice.
phase to heal ACR and HP.
They patch themselves up a bit
Charm.
and finally managed to unparalyze the final dude. So, as a result of the fact that the cultists the cultists are outside, the tieflings are like inside buildings properly, so they'd have to. Okay, who do you go for first? Let's kick it off. Let's kick them in the boots.
I think we
Wait.
keep seeing cultists.
Then go. Let's have a go. What tactic will you employ? Are you going to be nice and aggressive, or are you going to be a little bit more cautious? Or are you going to use Spellbreaker so that the tieflings are easier?
The tieflings don't really need to be any more easy, I don't think.
Could be handy though. We don't get any penalty for doing that.
Okay.
Da-da-da-da.
So Spellbreaker it is.
Nice. All right, you get your ranged opening volley on the cultists who are outside having fun times in the sun. Having nice team building exercises. In the streets.
One of them's doing a trust fall over there.
A couple of civilians are dragged out of their houses, put on pikes and set on fire. You know, the usual stuff to help reinforce that idea of evil being awesome. It smells like garbage, though.
Okay.
Well,
So,
let's roll the volley.
so it's still 8.
Yeah, I think it's plus 8.
It's basic.
Oh,
Whoa.
25.
The cultist army, standing outside and doing their variety of activities, are surprised to find that a massive barrage of arrows suddenly rains down out of the sky. The barrage is so magnificent that their army is practically cut in half by it. Yeah, they are down to... Let's just double check this. Oh, that's 11. You rolled 11. Okay, they have to roll against being routed, and they have a minus because you already messed them up pretty badly. Okay, cool. Plus 1. Oh no, wait, that's not how that works. It's d20 plus 1.
Rolling plus 1. You got 1.
What's the route DC again? I think it's 15. It's 15. The army is routed. You can charge on in and mop them up, essentially. Like, so many of them fall. They weren't ready at all. They heard some noise in the distance, but it kind of died down. And for a couple of minutes, like, oh, it's just the ghouls causing a ruckus. Then arrows, a thick cloud from the sky. Anyone outside is destroyed. Everyone inside takes a minute to think, scratch their chin, and decide that, no. Additionally, their commander seems to have been killed, as no one tries to organize this routing fleet of people that scurry and bleed away into the streets.
All right.
I'm going to make a check for the tieflings, because they might not even want to interject in this.
George.
The tieflings decide to hole up in their buildings, taking some advantage of their battlefield position. Do you wish to attack them? You have time to change tactics.
I think we need to, if we need to clear this place out.
Yes. So we...
I mean, what else are we going to do? Talk at them?
I can certainly try, but I don't think I'm loud enough to speak to them all.
They've been here too long. Alright. Flank them? Maybe?
Alright, you try to set up some tactics. However, the tieflings have decided to use their natural spellcasting abilities. And otherwise, they tried to set up an ambush. However, you fully know that they are there, and your Detect Evil manages to pick them up through the rickety wooden barricades and all. However, they do get the benefits of their sneak attack. As such, you do not get a range attack, as they are all inside and will not come out, and they have a battlefield advantage. These tieflings are being intelligent about it. Probably because they still have a commander of sorts that's like telling them to make good use of the situation. Alright. The fight will unfurl. You're sticking to the same tactics and attacks. You do not get arranged because there is no way you can hurt them while they're inside proper buildings. Like, you need, like, real spellcasters to start hurting people in buildings with fireballs and stuff, and good luck getting an army like that.
Yeah.
Point is, you descend straight into the melee. What strategy do you wish to employ in this melee? The tieflings have the following benefits. They have an increased OM by 1 as a result of sneak attack ambush tactics, and they get +2 to both stats as a result of being holed up in buildings. They have well-defended positions and are entrenched, so to speak. So their DV is like 15, their OM is +7, actually. They're actually pretty competent.
I think we should...
Spellbreaker and standard, they can say.
I like it.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Guess.
The tieflings will merely go with aggressive. Roll your attacks, please. Oof. Oof. the tieflings will do an additional 3 damage. So, that is 8 plus 3, 11 against your army.
And now it's plus 12.
Can you
I'm
also
pretty
please-
sure, Yeah.
Yeah. Oh wait, you have an increased DV of 4. So
Because of
don't.
Spellbreaker, yeah.
So you don't take 11. You just take 7. Nice. Let's see. 18. You barely injure the tiefling army. They hold up inside their buildings and hold their ground firm. Ha ha. However, this makes them ever more reckless as they watch the paladins fall for their might. The tieflings will take, what was it again? They have plus this, plus 2, 15. No, wait, they're attacking aggressively. So that's minus that, so they're 13, so they take 5. Okay, they get to roll me a routing check. You also get to roll me a routing check. Unless your paladins are particularly resistant or immune to fear, don't forget you have a plus 2 from the situation going rather nicely.
Yeah, like the Aura of Courage says we just succeed.
Nice.
Yeah.
Always succeed more.
Cool.
For
The tea-
justice!
The tieflings also succeed, however. They are, however, going to shift their tactic back a bit. They're going to go for standard this time. Which means they only roll a modest plus 7.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Should we shift to aggressive?
Have you used Might Evil yet?
I think on the previous attack, yeah.
Okay. Let's do one. Okay, so we don't get that bonus.
Just be plus 8.
I mean, they only have like 4 hit points left. You don't have to roll that great. Go ahead.
D20 plus
Don't forget, you can add your
6.
Mythic Surge to your things.
Oh,
The army can Mythic Surge?
Yeah.
Honestly.
No, you
Yeah, sure,
you as commander can imbue them with Mythic Surging.
Yeah,
I thought I
sure,
put that in there somewhere.
We've never done that.
Well then. You know what? I'll let you use Mythic Surge on that last one if you want to.
Yeah,
Maybe
sure,
maybe you would have defeated them.
I'll coin that. Slap.
Just have to roll 50%, 50% chance, baby. Roll me
Sure.
that d6. You did it!
Did it.
Okay, in that case, as a result of your bravery, of you encouraging your armies, giving them the good old slap on the back, pushing them forwards just a little more, in a great feat of heroics, some paladins, encouraged by your display, decide to risk their lives and limp, jumping into windows and through barricades, breaking apart the defensive position, allowing the rest of your soldiers to penetrate with immense efficiency. The tieflings, overwhelmed by this unheard of recklessness, spill back. They were doing well, but they can't do that well, and find themselves very quickly annihilated. The few remaining tieflings skitter into the streets using whatever darkness they have left, whatever abilities and skills to evade, never to be seen again. Nice.
Right.
Yay. Did it.
Huzzah.
Indeed.
We solved the tiefling puzzle.
So now that we control the south part of the city, we could go in person to the Ahari Bridge.
First, there are some things I need to mention. First, you just did South Bank, which is a +2 to your siege points.
Oh,
You now have 19.
nice.
Nice. All right. As this all goes on, however, okay, there's one more thing. I forgot. This battle actually has some things going on. Treasure. Oh! Well, fuck me. I'm an idiot. There is something inside the haunted vault.
Oh,
Yeah,
Oh.
this was, I put this here for too long, and I forgot all about it. Because it's I had a blow by blow. I just didn't have it open at the time because I didn't think it was relevant, but I'm an idiot. First, for South Bank, there are a few things you'll find there, but first, there's something that I have for Toulon that was back there in the haunted vault.
Oh.
It's a cool axe.
Oh, another
It's
one?
this axe. It's called Fiend Splitter.
oh.
It speaks to you with a language of empathy, and it's lawful good.
Okay. It's a battle axe with a picture of a hammer on its blade.
It's dwarven made, you can tell.
Yeah.
Hey, get free lesser restoration. And plus weapon.
Oh, nice.
That would be nice, given that it took, thing
Oh, wait.
damage.
Oh, it's an intelligent weapon. Man.
Yeah. However, there's more to be talked about. And that is what you find around here. As your army settles down for the day, some reports come in from Socio, who has been talking around, counting the dead, making sure that everyone gets their little letter to their mom about it. He doesn't look the best, but at the same time, there's a weird spring in his step, because things are going rather smoothly. For what they can. I mean, this wasn't expected to be all that clean. He reports that they have found 15 units of food, meaning that the siege will probably not starve before you can try to bootstrap the local food production again. But more interestingly, he found several caches of magic armor on the cultists.
Oh.
As a result, your army now gains a +1 to its DV value. I will increase it for you right now.
Neat.
Sweet.
You know, as improved armor, magic.
Did we... what did we get from the chapel that we went? Wasn't there a cache of healing?
Yes,
Healing
a cache of
potions?
healing potions you can use. 3 uses. I'll look up what they do, what healing potions can do for you.
Yeah, nice.
Gosh dang, where is this? I had the mass combat rules open. But I guess I'm just dumb. Healing potions. You can use healing potions to do what? Okay, here we go. Each time you use it, increase its consumption that week by 3. Not important, you already have the healing potions. You can heal a number of hit points equal to twice its ACR.
Oh.
Right.
Any point
Yeah,
during
that's-
battle, no more than twice per battle. Which, again, is just per day.
So we could use one of them to heal 6 now.
And then the next day, you can basically use their channel positive energy before you go into whatever hides out in Paradise Hill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's drink up on healing potions after that fight. Get back.
However, Socio reports one other thing, something that's a little bit more concerning.
Mhm.
So, we've been sabotaged before, right? Like the passage at the what's it called again? The swarm, right? You were trapped, you said?
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, I just received reports that some of the paladins felt strangely nauseous and well, I checked some of the water supplies. Some of the barrels have been poisoned.
Barrel.
Nothing serious, but it affected a large number of our troops, which might explain why such simple tieflings were able to get the drop on us so easily.
Yes. Traitor amongst us.
At this point, that is an undeniable fact, yes. I would have suspected Aaron since, he was acting strange, but he's not even here, and I haven't seen him. Nobody else has.
It's alarming by itself.
Well, I'm going to tell you something else. As long as you have a saboteur working against you, you don't lose 1 siege point per day. You lose 1 d4.
Ugh.
That's bad.
So, yeah. You can
Would
try
we
to
be able
spend...
to examine the barrels and stuff for any evidence?
Socio will take you to the barrels, which have been put aside. For obvious reasons. Each of the barrels looks like a normal water barrel. Nothing too special about them. Made by a good cooper. But upon close inspection, a very faint smell, acidic, comes from it. Nothing you would notice if you were just, drinking up before a fight or something, but if you actually pay attention, you can definitely tell something is up. That said, you are within, the area of the world wound, so water tends to get a bit funny anyway, so, yeah.
Okay.
No, evidence to show anyone, anything in particular showing that they've been tampered with by anybody?
You have an army of dozens of people. Interrogating all of them would take a lot of time. So how would you like to gather a clue? See if you can find something.
Well, we could try questioning people, like who has.
Socio would. He's just chipping it. But the average soldier probably couldn't have been it since he's been checking up on them all day. So it's either an outside force or someone we know.
Questioning people to see who was seen near the barrels before battle.
Okay. This mentioned you have a big army, so someone is going to have to make a pretty impressive diplomacy check to actually question everyone efficiently.
Yeah, I'm on it.
Can I aid in that?
Are you good with diplomacy? Just
Yeah.
just roll me some diplomacy. You need to make like I think 10 to be able to help somewhat decently.
Well,
Fire helps somewhat decently. That's a +2 to your check there.
Okay, temp +2.
Don't forget you can surge. And you're probably taking a break
Uh,
after this anyway, so.
Well, I mean,
Okay. No, you don't have to surge. Cariel,
yeah, that was +20. So
Cariel, the master of gather information, apparently. Like, that's pretty impressive. You scooch through the camp at lightning speed. Just kind of casually dropping the questions. Does that seem like a barrel kind of stuff?
is anyone around here into barrels?
and fire was there too.
I was helping.
Fire like aims like his bow like a gun every time. It's like, you better start talking. It's like, whoa.
Good cop, bad
I
cop.
thought I was in a lawful good army. You gather the following tidbits of information, but the day is getting on, so you can only really do so much. The following suspicious things have caught your ear. First is that Aravashnial. So immediately after the cultist thing, he supposedly started scurrying around some of the cultist sites, and people kind of lost track of him. Good cop and lawful cop. Hey, it's a composite alignment. Irabeth has been doing commander duty, so nothing too suspicious there. Anivia was seen a lot around the food tents. She probably was tired from scouting, but at the same time, been spending a lot of time around there. Of course, there are a lot of people whispering about the bug guy, but he came after. He actually came before, but he mostly just sat on a rock. So people are like, he probably did something, even though he just kind of sat there.
That's profiling.
It's, you know, like people are like peeking around the corner, and what's he doing? Oh, it's the fucking SpongeBob moment, you know, where they're cops, and he's like, what is he
Just
doing?
Standing there, menacingly.
He's having lunch, menacingly.
God, that's a good episode.
It's so good. I love how they actually set the scene so nicely too. They actually put some fucking work into it. So yes, another bit of information is people think that Abraxas is kind of, you know, the gargoyle spell guy is being a bit like he's moving around a lot, but you know they might just be jealous that he has wings. The final bit of information you get is about that bard of yours, Nura, who's been providing you with assistance so far. She's been keeping morale up. She's not been absent from the battles. But yeah, in between battles, she either she is doing gambles or games or like performances with people, or she's just nowhere to be found. So there's a couple of people in like the non-army that have been scooching around a lot in weird ways. You only really have time today to check one person, after which you're all kind of tuckered out.
I think of those, Nera sounds the most suspicious.
Hey, she was
Aravashniel, like, clearly, yeah, he's being suspicious, but he's also like a nerd. And he's probably just investigating what the cultists were up to.
Socio is kind of surprised he would accuse Nura. She was assigned to you by the queen. Like, you got her all the way at the beginning of this.
Yeah, but I don't know anything about her. Like, she's just kind of been assigned here.
Well, then maybe you should get to know her.
Well, maybe. Then, And Navia's been scouting and stuff, so it's less likely she had the time to do anything. And then Tick Tick is Tick Tick and is a good sweet boy. Plus, like, Abraxas, if they're moving around a lot, then I don't know. Could be anything. Could be doing anything. But Nera had like time where she was, you know, completely unaccounted for. Which means she doesn't really have any sort of alibi.
Well, I'll defer this to you, since technically you have the authority to make these kinds of judgments.
Well, what does everybody else think? I'm just kind of going off exactly what we know.
If you want to, I can go fetch her, but...
I was kind of thinking the same, like the bard absences could be explained as just having some, me time.
Not everybody has to masturbate every day, Fire. I know you claim it's for your religious rights, but come on, man.
Alright, so you want to accuse Nura?
Takes 4.5 hours every day.
Not accuse and investigate, right?
You decide to spend your precious one investigate to go and see the bard.
We're not, like, arresting anybody yet. We're just sorting out what their alibi is.
Socio sends you that way and goes back to double-checking all the barrels this time.
Barrel?
Yes.
You arrive at Nura's little tent.
Barrels and foods.
And put you at the... No, we'll just stick on this map. It's not that important. You see the little bard strumming her instrument. What instrument does she use anyway? Let me see. Does it mention this under equipment? It should. They're very precise about that. Cold with outflow, steel outfit. No. No, it does not mention what her instrument is. Oh, it's because her performance skills are in oratory and dance.
Oh.
I don't need an instrument, baby.
That's sweet beatboxing or breakdancing.
It's a halfling. Of course she can. Anyway, you find Nora sitting out by her tent, which at first you're like, that's a tiny tent, and then you're like, oh wait, she's also small. She looks up at you as she's polishing up her short sword, which probably has never seen combat, given that she does 1d4 minus 2 damage with it. Her sling always does 1. So, yes.
She's doing her best out there.
She honestly looks more like she's trying to look busy than anything else. So, can I help you?
Probably because she knows we're out and about.
Isn't it getting a bit late to do conjugal visits?
Hey, we were, in the area, and we happened to notice...
In the
that
in the army camp.
Some of the people are feeling sick, and we traced that back to some damaged water supplies. Possibly, sabotaged.
Ooh.
And we're just, going around checking what people were doing during the day, what their, status was, to rule them out of potentially being the saboteur.
Yeah, given you mingle with a lot of people in here, you would probably know Savin, right?
Oh, come on, I've been here with the beginning. So I'd probably know if anything's up. I mean, I would suspect Mr. Aaron, but he's left us a while ago, hasn't he? What a shame. What a shame.
Yes.
Saucio's so upset over, too.
Sounds to me like you're not exactly on friendly terms with those two.
Oh, he's just a bit of a goody two-shoes. You know, you know how it works. He's a lawful good. He's a lawful good kind of guy. I'm just your average neutral good, you know? He's a little uptight.
Gesture to the army of fucking paladins.
Yeah, well, I don't have to deal with Saucio all that often. But come on. Shouldn't you be trying to catch a criminal instead of asking? I mean, listen, if you ask me, like I said, Aaron looks the most suspicious. It might be Saucio. Maybe he's starting to lose hope now that his lover's gone. Honestly.
I'm just gonna lean in and go you were unaccounted for quite a decent chunk of the day, according to the testimonies of multiple people in this army.
Listen,
Meaning...
Hey, I'm a bard. I like going around. I like saying hello. If one guy doesn't see me, someone else might. Come on.
Several people haven't, everybody we asked, you were unaccounted for those parts of the day.
What
What were you doing and where?
Want to roll me some sense motive against her
God, what?
against her whatever skills she's rolling for this, depending on if she's telling the truth or not. Oh, Toulon can't read a bard. Toulon cannot read a bard. Ooh, what a number to roll. Listen. No one here is good with people. Nice.
Yeah, I'm good at talking to people, not so good at being talked to.
I understand. Listen, I'm gonna look through like the character list and see who is anyone in this whole cluster of idiots actually good at sense motive.
We're all dumb.
I mean, if someone was trying to lie and cheat to you, I think they just get away with it because you were also.
Next level, I'm putting a couple of points in there. Just, I know it's like Toulon's area, but come on.
Listen.
Utterly naive.
I don't like sitting still. All right, I'm a halfling. I have needs, and those needs involve going around, having a good time, seeing a lot of people shaking their hands. I might not be accounted for by any one person, but come on.
Well, what exactly were you doing?
If I was a trader, I'm small and by myself. If I did anything wrong, you just stomp me into the ground. I'm not some wizard who can teleport out or a fighter who can just hold his ground.
Which is exactly why you're doing it so sneakily and avoiding suspicion.
Look at you.
Karel, can you please not talk to the person like they are the guilty?
Yeah.
Yeah. You're honestly making this kind of hard. Fire.
Trying to be the bad cop. Yeah.
She does not register as evil.
I stare real hard at her, with my fingers on my temples.
Fine, you know what? Roll me, like, sense motive or caster level check or something.
Caster level check. How do I even do that?
No. Only the
worse
people
than
using
sense motive.
detective will here get to use this.
Okay. Never mind.
Caster level check.
Should be spellcasting and then you click on your class name. The top left-hand corner.
Huh.
Well done.
Sexcellent.
Yeah.
Fire is not a magic man.
Listen,
No.
Fire, your detect evil really only works on like the real evil people. Which it's just the environment, you know. She doesn't ping as evil. Why would she associate with devils, demons?
Well, most of the time I can detect, I can recognize demons as evil. Yeah.
Well.
Mostly going on by hunches here.
Gosh, you people are unbelievable. You do know that there are spells that can hide your alignment, right? That Saucio might not even be a good guy.
Oh. Next level, Karel picks up Zone of Truth.
I'm gonna, back off. Even though you're not telling me exactly what you were doing during that time.
Oh, stop!
Thereby not actually providing an alibi for the situation.
She just kind of jumps up off her little like pillow seat. She's like, "Come on!" You come up to me and you start pressing and grilling me for information out of nowhere because I wasn't seen by everyone at all times. Where were you when you went to that little fucking tomb of yours, huh? I bet you didn't meet any demons making you cool deals in there, huh?
We met a ghost.
Oh, you met a ghost. Spooky.
We also met Tick Tick, who is a good friend.
Ah, yes, another one of these strange demonic-looking creatures you're hiring onto the team. You know what I keep hearing? I keep hearing that's not good for the morale around here. You guys are, if anything, up to something.
You know what's worse for the morale? Poisoning the fucking water supply.
Do I look like I have poison on me?
If anybody here is going to resort to underhanded tactics,
She
it's the
rolls
ones
her
that
eyes,
can't
do this.
fucking fight.
Ugh, you can check my pockets. I don't have poison on me.
Well, because it's in the water supply.
I like that comeback. Fine.
Honestly, we should probably talk to Social.
You can give me another sense motive check, though. Just to be like 100% sure. Squint really hard. And maybe use your mythic surge if you feel like you might be able to do it. Because, honestly, a lot of pressure can make some people crack.
I mean...
It might also make you angry, and unreasonably so, that it might cause suspicion when there is none.
I doubt it's going to work, but I'm going to use one anyway.
I mean, you make the d20 roll first, then you can decide if you want to surge or not.
Oh, okay. I figured you had to use them beforehand.
Yeah,
Toulon!
no, dice.
Man,
Don't like it
Toulon,
today.
2 ones. Snake eyes.
There's a lot of ones going around today. A lot of ones going around today.
Ones and twos.
Now I'm going to use it. So...
Aren't these like pretty much the same results we got last time?
Basically...
Like, you get a 17, and I get a 1.
All right.
Fire does slightly worse.
All right. There's your little Azamar senses are like tingling. Like she's being a little too defensive. Like Bard's supposed to be all lackadaisical. If she's so like hopscotch free, why is she getting so angry?
I'm getting awfully defensive for someone who apparently just went around shaking hands.
Well, you're awfully offensive. So of course I'm being awfully defensive.
Yeah. Someone's trying to poison our entire army and risk the success of this whole strategy. I need to find out who it is, otherwise this whole thing goes tits up.
Oh, it's out the poison. You don't even care that one person's already run off. And that you keep trusting this one guy who keeps pretending to be a cleric, that he's on the right. You know, if Socio decides to stab you in the back, he's basically got the whole army in his fucking pocket.
What exactly do you know about Socio and what's his
I know
face
that if
there?
one demon happens to roll up to us with his little huzzy buzzy in tow, he'll probably stab y'all in the back with ease, with delight, with glee. I'm
honestly
very surprised none of you decided to try something like Detect Magic on her.
magic what?
Detect Magic.
Well,
Oh, that's the wrong... I hate ads when I click them. Cariel decides to cast a spell, and Nura says this. I'm out of here. All right. She will stick around just long enough for you to do your Detect Magic business. This is basically your last chance to get something on her. All right. You get to roll me some spellcraft.
Okay.
Someone can help you if they want to. And you have surge powers you can use as well.
Don't need it. Don't need it.
You can detect abjuration magic. You squint harder. It's a first level spell. Bard. You squint really hard. She is affected by undetectable alignment. In addition, you can detect like multiple scrolls on her person. She has a wand in her back pocket. Her armor is magical. She has a magical belt. She has a horn on her side. You know, she got a whole bunch of stuff hanging off of her. But you are able to squint past that to see the thing affecting her personally.
Why exactly would a bard require an undetectable alignment spell?
Because people might judge me for being, you know, chaotic. Good instead of normal good.
oh come on.
Dispel it then. Because if it's only chaotic, we probably have nothing to worry about, do we, Mr. Detect Evil?
Roll me some perception.
Yeah, sure.
All of us.
Yes. Okay, Toulon, she's reaching for one of the scrolls on her belt.
Well, I guess this is the part where I try to roll a combat maneuver check.
Her CMD is terrible. She's a minus 2 from her like garbage strength, so.
Yeah.
Toulon dives heroically at them.
What's with the ones today? Come on.
Jesus.
Toulon dives heroically over the bar.
Whoa. Toulon.
At this point, her sleight of hand doesn't really help her anymore, as she just has the scroll out and starts incanting something.
Forbid action. Stop casting.
Can I try to kick the scroll out of her hand?
That's a CMB check, yes.
Yes. See.
Additionally, Karaoke is being a proper spellcaster, can do some spellcraft to see if they can know what spell is even being cast. You successfully, you succeed at whatever check you try to make. The CMD is 17, so.
Disarm, I guess?
What are you using to disarm anyway? Like your hand or
My boot?
Apparently.
your boot? Oh, she is low to the ground, so your boot will be closer.
Punch that halfling.
Ouch.
Kick the scroll out of her hands.
You kick the scroll. You kick her hands out of her hands. Which is something that we keep making a joke about with one person because they once said it like an idiot. Okay. All right. All right.
Hold it right there.
You've interrupted the scroll casting. I'm going to roll to see if anything bad happens as a result of you interrupting. Luckily, nothing. The scroll will remain usable.
I think she technically gets an attack of opportunity on me because I don't have the...
She has both her hands on the scroll. She can't attack for opportunity on this.
Yeah.
I have to kick me back.
No, she doesn't threaten with unarmed strikes
I don't-
because
Shin kicking.
Yeah, okay.
Either way, the scroll is knocked out of her hand. The open scroll sort of flutters in the air as just then a dark cloud passes overhead, and she's like, "What?"
we can tell what kind of scroll it is then.
Nothing good. I think we found our saboteur.
I think we found someone suspicious at the very least.
Someone
Very
who's not telling us the whole truth.
Yes.
Caesar.
Since she's a bard, every one of her spells requires a verbal component. It additionally means that she cannot ever use silent spell as a metamagic thing, which I find a fun little trait. That's neat. Point is that she probably still has her own bard spells that don't require this, which might include things like invisibility.
Everyone dogpile.
Luckily, Toulon is behind her in the pillows, and kind of dooms up from behind. As she tries to incant the spell, Toulon, presumably, I assume, I'm making assumptions here, Toulon, but
Yeah.
I imagine you're the proactive kind of person who would want someone to stop casting spells.
Yeah, not in a polite company, kind of.
Okay, well, you have her, so at this point you can essentially, as they say, do as you wish. Put her in manacles, probably gag her, since you know that's the key component of her spells, and figure this out later. But for now, you've decided to arrest your bard.
Yep.
So what kind of scroll is it that
You take a bit of time, and since Aravashni was also in the camp, eventually you would learn that she was trying to use Dimension Door. Would have given her a big head start, wouldn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
Also, by this point, you probably would have seen her use... she's used Phantom Steed before, because she's kind of slow and needs to keep up.
Yeah. Hey, let's see. The advanced spell.
Probably while I was on a scroll.
Yeah, but going through scrolls of that would be something.
As you hold her mouth shut, she angrily looks at you. How do you wish to sort of handle this for a time being?
So we can... Do we know how long one of those conceal alignment things lasts?
24 hours. The intelligent time would be to cast it before you go to bed, because it'd be terrible if it would have ran out because you sleep in one day.
Yeah.
I mean, if we're going to rest anyway, I can probably just dispel it out of the way.
All right.
Spell magic.
Since there's no major issues for the rest of the day, I'll just say that you managed to dispel the effect. Fire probably goes for the detect. She pings
Yep.
as evil.
Aha!
Wait, I need to know what the barriers are for detect evil. Like when she would ping as actually having an aura, because you have to be a certain level before it starts working. Yes, she pings as faint evil.
Mm.
Yeah.
She just gives you a sharp look, as by this point she's probably been like... I imagine that in Pathfinder society, people have like specialized gags for spellcasters and stuff, and binds for them.
Probably. And I assume you're probably not going to tell us exactly what your deal is.
I actually don't know what her deal is.
It's a mystery, even to the gods of this realm.
No, it's... Oh, let me see. Okay. Oh. I mean, if you want to know her full story, it's quite something, apparently.
Well, she is not going to tell us her full story, or is she?
She's
Not if-
probably the only one that knows it.
I mean, you can probably set up what's a cheap man's anti-magic field, as it's called, where people just kind of surround her, and things like invisibility and all don't quite work out, because people will just smack the spell out of her hands if she tries.
Yeah,
Or
well,
a forbid action, which I could probably just say stop using spellcasting.
Point is, you can
Or get
interrogate her for
somebody
more information
telepathic.
if you want to.
Yeah. Well, I would like to. I'd like to find out exactly why she thought betraying us was a good idea.
All right.
It's like, I thought we were pals.
in this army of pals,
You're in a small tent now,
Teens.
as the paladins have decided to organize for a special space where you can take care of the interrogation. There are a couple of guards here who are... These paladins are like the anti-magic unit of your little army. These are trained to slap spells out of people's hands.
These are the aforementioned spell breakers.
Yes, these are the specific guys... Well, these are the guys that Eravashnial has kind of been instructing to help out with that, yes. He's also here, just in case.
Yeah.
Okay, let me just double check this information on what it is. Oh, heck.
So I don't suppose we would have like a 3rd level cleric hanging around somewhere. Actually, hold on.
Actually, I need to look up about Drezen, because it might have a 3rd level cleric somewhere. Let me go check
Because
this out.
that's what we need for Zone of Truth in case we want to cast that.
Cool, it's going to take a while to load this PDF, but luckily for you... Oh, actually Zone of Truth is a 2nd level spell. So that's not even that bad. Nice. In that case, I'll say that you can just find someone, yes.
Zone of Truth.
She's inside a truth zone.
So
No.
spill the beans, shorty.
I like that in Pathfinder 2e, you can, if you cast it up high level enough, people are forced to speak. If they, oh no, or was it they say fail enough? Either or. Point is, she's a little bit to avoid. Okay, yeah, she will intentionally fail as a sign of goodwill, and probably the fact that a lot of people are holding a sword to her throat. It tends to
The
be encouraging.
intimidation factor is kind of strong here.
Okay, let me check. Yes, Drezen as a city has up to 5th level spellcasting, so yes, you could probably just find an in-town person who can take care of that for you. There'll probably be an evil cleric, and you'll have to purge them afterwards, but hey, fuck it.
We're gonna beat you up anyway, but how about you find us first?
In the background, the paladins are already reforming him. Just like on the ground, they're kicking him.
Wow, that's very lawful of them.
Listen, there's no better way to get evil out of someone than to kick it out. The evil goes, ow, I'm hurt, I'm out of here. Alright, well, the point is, she starts to tell her little story. How old is she now? It doesn't mention how old she is now. It doesn't mention how old she was when this took place. That's fucking great. I love it. Point is, when she was 20, I don't know how old that is for halflings, because I've never actually looked at halflings' vital statistics. Let me check up how old that is for a halfling.
Whatever the equivalent for 20 is.
When she was a wee little lad. Oh heck, they're the long-lived kind of species. Yes, she was 20, so she was an adult at the time. She was part of some lord's entourage who was really obsessed with the fourth Mendevian crusade. He kind of pushed her into battle as a scribe. So as a scribe, write down the story. So I'll be heroic when I take back Drezen. While she didn't like the crusade itself, the carnage was incredible and delicious. She became desensitized to the fiends after years of seeing them around, and she also lived in places like Isgor and Sheliak. So, as a result, she kind of started to think, oh man, these demons are kind of fucking cool. Look at these boys! Then some Mabau, some tieflings, and a possessed crusader who managed to get them into Lord Axelar's legion. Yeah, they kind of just started tearing into everyone, and she was the only one alive. And she was like, yeah, I'll switch sides. That seems kind of cool. Now, since she knows the lands outside, and she's a bard who knows how to handle herself, she proved quite a competent infiltrator and saboteur, and may have been responsible for several attempts to retake Drezen to have basically failed. Currently, she works for the Temple of the Ivory Labyrinth, specifically. So yes, she's passed on information, she has access to spells that would let her communicate. She eventually got into contact with Queen Galfrey, working, as one of the advisors, and now she's on this, one of the most promising crusades. Tearing it down would not just make the crusades look completely useless, but it would also undermine a lot of Queen Galfrey's power and influence and make Mendeleev look like a bunch of idiots who can be easily overtaken, since they just threw a whole bunch of expert paladins to their own death. And she knows Lava Crusades being... Whoa! I just got brain blasted.
Whoa, Jimmy
Frick.
Neutron.
My brains. Oh, it's a raid. Great. I love it.
Oh.
Whole bunch of eyeballs are now in my chat.
Whoa.
Point is, Nura is an opportunist. Chaotic evil to the core.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So do with it what you want.
Right.
I feel like we're not exactly judge, jury, and executioner. Should probably, due process this. But we're kind of in the middle of,
I see.
combat.
Here.
Can't really send her to a court.
Well, yeah.
Eyeballs.
She was poisoning our water supply.
Burned our crops. Poison the waters.
Well, I was just doing what I needed to survive. You can't blame someone for doing what needs to be done.
No.
Well, you can when you're the victim of what's being done.
It's exactly what the Crusades and the Forces is good are all about. All victims being victim-blamey. Oh no, demons are tearing my family apart. Get over it.
Demons are poisoning out, all of our forces. We're such victims.
She's not a demon. She's a halfling. Get your
Yeah,
facts straight.
She's working for the demons. She's part of their team.
Point is, you've heard my story. What else do you want to know?
How come you've managed to be so successful doing all this?
Because
I think she's just good at her job.
Usually I deal with people who are far too obsessed with the crusade to even consider the possibility of infiltration. I managed to get to the queen herself. Do you think I'd had access? I would have gone for her, but she's quite competent. I wish would have kicked my ass.
She did have pretty cool armor when I saw her.
So I kind of decided to go with whatever would come next, Like I said, if this crusade goes terribly, I might as well have killed her.
It won't. We will succeed.
Oh my goodness.
Well, hopefully.
You really are like all the other crusaders, just hoity-toity. You don't really care about anything. You're just about killing things and moving on.
Well, killing
Not really.
demons.
Yeah. How's that any different than demons killing you?
Well, for one
Yeah.
thing, I don't die.
They are evil incarnate. That's one thing in our favor.
There's a difference
yes.
between killing for the sake of killing and killing for the future of our kind.
Yes.
Boop, 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 boop,
We
future
will
of
cleanse
crime.
this land
Boop,
of
boop,
their
boop, boop.
taint.
I don't want to think about their taints.
Nor do I, but
Heroically
Yes.
declares, nor do I.
But unfortunately, this is what we have come to.
I've had to hit their taints more than once.
Mm-hmm. Now,
Listen, what you do behind closed doors is your business.
So what are you gonna do with me, huh? You're probably just gonna kill me like all the other demons. Because that's the easy way out, ain't it?
well, I do have a quote comes to mind that would be applicable in this situation.
A fucking quote, of course. Start
Oh.
sending scripture at me. Jump over a sword while you can't even. I won't be as gentle! Gosh.
Paladins.
You really are a cleansing fire of goodness. Killing people on the
Paladins.
double.
What a zealot.
I mean, I personally believe we should, keep her under lock and key and then eventually try her, the fair and just way. But
Yeah, the queen should have her delivered to her personally.
then we, have to babysit her the entire way.
I mean,
Which
babysitting
we
her
are-
won't be too difficult. Like, keeping her detained is not going to be a massive issue if, you have a bunch of friends. You have a giant gargoyle who can probably sit on her all day.
Just confiscate all of her items and we'll deal with her when we have access to the proper judicial tools.
Oh, you should probably use a spell component pouch you could just snatch off her. That would stop a couple of spells, too. Point is, you need to start thinking, like, this is how you're going to handle it? You're just going to put her in jail and leave her on that? Just going to prove her
Well-
right?
I mean, I'm not going to be judge, jury, and executioner and just kill her. Just clearly, I don't think negotiating with her to switch back to the side of good is really an option.
Socio would like to inform you that this is a person specifically and personally assigned to you by the Queen herself, and that this being handled with that kind of measurements might reflect poorly on her or potentially affect her disposition. Socio doesn't really know how to handle this because it's like the Queen's personal advisor has come with us and shit's bad.
Yeah, no, think about it. If we try her, in an actual... and she's, officially part of the Queen's, personal team,
Yeah,
it's probably bad for the Queen.
Like, Socio doesn't know if his word will mean something, but he'd have to be there. And he has to be here.
Well, we are here, and
Oh, just go ahead and
Sometimes-
kill me, you want to, Mr. Paladin. Because that's all the Crusade's about. It's about killing people.
well,
You rain hundreds of arrows on the people that you could have just had a chat with. Those people had lives. They grew up. And you just shot them all dead.
this is war.
Oh, it's war now. Now it's not a crusade, it's a war.
Yes.
No, but a
Crusade is a war. I know better than anyone else at war. So just prove me right and kill me. Just make it easy. Make it easy on yourself. Don't put yourself through the ringer. Take the easy way out.
War against demons.
Yeah, that's exactly why we can't, right?
Stupid Paragon options piece.
Dang it. Why aren't I playing a renegade for once? Why do I always have to be the
They
good
just
guy?
punch her and the camera goes out.
Yeah. That's the
No.
best renegade option in the whole game. Punch the cameraman.
A game where every renegade option is you just punch whoever you're talking to, regardless of context.
Yeah, it's just the word punch.
It's like to go, I love you, and there's a renegade option. You just deck your wife. It's like, why did you do that? And it's like, I don't know. There was a mission prompt.
Maybe the worst punishment for you is to watch as good triumphs over demons.
Oh no, I care so much. Do you think I care about any of them, really? Demons don't care about other demons, and why should I? The only guy who ever was supposed to care for me didn't either.
Well, we'll see.
Like,
And you thought from
if you
that
want to
one bad
employ your
experience-
skills to figure something out that, you can go ahead and ask, but otherwise, Socio is like, we should probably just maybe sort this out later when we have a bit more time or something, because this whole court trial thing is just not great, not good, no siree, very bad. Additionally, if she is associated with the demons, doesn't she know things that might be useful?
Oh,
Well, we could go full on interrogation and.
Like, he points out, didn't she mention she went to Drezen to break the siege? It's entirely possible she's been inside the Citadel and might remember the layout.
oh.
Or
Well,
might know where some defenses are. Like, if you can get her to talk or cooperate, you have a massive source of information.
my immediate thought. How do y'all feel about counseling?
Counseling?
Let's, talk about her traumas. Let's get it all out there. Let's help her. Let's find a way to, cure a broken heart.
Oh my
Well.
fucking god. Okay. If
You
you
think
want to do
you're
that,
up to the task?
if you want to do that, you can try.
I would like to try. I would like to, at the very least, help this.
You can give me some sense
Person
motive to
is-
see how viable your plan is.
Yeah, but,
God dang.
Oh, yeah,
Player,
just-
companion, champion, superiority. Give me a moment.
we all know how well our sense motive rolls have been going.
Hey. Hey.
Why have I gotten a 17 on all 3 sense motive checks?
Because you're reliable.
Yeah, I'm not even going to try this because I know I'm going to roll a 1 again.
Oh,
Come on, you gotta fulfill the prophecy though.
Nah.
You gotta.
Alright. So, Cario, that's actually enough because you're not trying to overcome a bluff check. What you're trying to do is sort of... You're trying to psychology her, is what you're trying to do. You think
Exactly.
that for everything she talks all big smack, it's entirely possible that... You know what Stockholm Syndrome is like? Like, when people are exposed to the evilness of their captors, they tend to sort of rationalize it over time and become enamored with it. It's possible that her original job, as she mentioned, she doesn't talk very good. Like, when she was talking about the Lord, it was very negative. It's very, he's a delusioned paladin, and paladins are all about murder and evil. It's entirely possible that she just went with a really shitty crusade. And the demons and the paladins sort of blended together, and the overlap... She's a survivor. She just wants to make it through the day. Her life has been crappy up to this point. It is entirely possible that she just needs to be shown the light, and she might follow it. But
that's
fire
what I got
isn't
from the
helping
sword.
here.
Fire's being stinky. And
Fine. I'll leave the area then. Go and I don't know, whittle some arrows somewhere else.
You can go to Anivia, who probably is whittling a lot of extra arrows after what happened in the tunnels.
Yeah. That's how I kind of relieve stress. I whittle arrows.
Always need more headless ones, just in case.
he has a whittle break.
Yeah, that's just, a slang term.
All right.
For
So at this point, there's still Cario and Toulon and the several guys and Aravashnio in the room. It's very silver. And Saucio. I guess Saucio's always sort of there. He's like Watson in that one Sherlock Holmes game. He just kind of pops in whenever you're not looking.
Like
Oh,
a
yeah.
good butler. He just shows up. Very good, sir.
He also teleports behind you when you're not looking.
It's like you're with your back against the wall. You take one step forward, and he's behind you. How'd you do that? It's
Only when it's nothing personal though.
nothing personnel, Sherlock. All right,
That's how I remember the
Cario.
movie's going.
you are trying to redeem. What do?
I think a lot of it comes down to rationalizing the fact that they went through a very traumatic experience, and a lot of it is broken down to the fact that they had to build up a sort of negative response to the whole crusade to begin with, and then actually having to deal with the demons themselves and witness all of these horrible things. Eventually they just kind of fell into this as a defense mechanism, and over time, sure, they may have done some terrible things because of this. That doesn't mean that they can't change their ways and acknowledge the fact that good isn't a negative thing. We're actually trying to make things better for a lot of people. Surely, I'm going on a rant, don't interrupt. Surely, if they were to help this whole plan of ours, then other people wouldn't have to be subjected to the things that they were, and that, eventually things could turn for the better. That was my speech.
Also, as a result of all their jibber jabbering, it's like a sign of goodwill might help. Like, in her mind, it's like once she fucks up, they're gonna kill her. Whoever she crosses, a paladin's gonna go ahead and bonk her on the noggin.
Yeah, I'm kind of like to say to all paladins, get out of here. Get out of here, paladins. We're having a heart-to-heart.
Vashniel is like, excuse me, she could do something.
Yeah, like, I know, but...
Well, you're here, and experienced mage can counterspell whatever she tries.
Okay, alright. The click, 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 you heard all the metal clanging as they hop out of there.
Thank you. Now that it's just, not
So-
absolute zealots.
She still has a grumpy look on her face, though. Nera's like,
I mean, I understand.
don't want to make them look while you do it?
This kind of, whole thing isn't going to be fixed in a day. It's going to take a lot of time and a lot of support. But eventually, I feel like they can, overcome whatever it is that's caused them to fall into this way of life. So,
I keep hearing a jingle jingle.
where is that? Wait, no, that's coming from mine.
Jiggle, jiggle, jiggle. Anyway, so yes, she again is still being kind of snarky about it. Like, you're just wasting time. You're making this harder on yourself.
Damn right we are.
Yeah.
Because there are things
Easy-
in life that need to be done right.
The easy way isn't always the best way.
Well,
Sometimes doing the right thing takes work.
well then, what do you think is the right thing to do? You're gonna throw me in a jail until you're ready to ride on back to civilization?
No,
Oh,
I'm gonna,
mean-
throw me in the riverbed?
I'm gonna listen. I'm gonna help you.
I already
Like-
told you my story. I already told you all about the paladins who like to claim all high and mighty when they just throw themselves and everyone else right into battle. Though, to be fair, you
Yeah.
can't expect a bard to understand bards cannot be lawful and paladins have to be lawful. So the two probably have a lot of miscommunication when it comes to the solid philosophy of who they are and why they are. So that's all right. But yeah,
Pretty.
she at this point is starting to look a bit confused, though. Like, you're starting to throw screws into her gearwork.
Yeah.
Pathfinder bards actually can be lawful.
They can be. I thought they couldn't be.
Yeah, that used to be the case in like D&D.
This is the part where I dramatically uncloak myself. How dare they? I don't actually care, but because, kind of works. But
Yeah. But yeah, all I'm saying is, basically, I know you went through a lot of terrible shit, and a lot of that is due on part of, paladins. Their overzealous actions in trying to uphold their individual thoughts of justice. But, well, dang it. Fire's just outside spouting quotes, just yelling them. Being a paladin. But yeah,
or lily white tiles. All right, kids. Gosh, I had a good example in mind, but then fucking fire just starts snacking out of my brain. So a thing you could bring up that you kind of think about is she very much creates this connection in her brain of that paladins and demons are the same, and they must logically always be like that. Not that one causes the other. There's no causal relationship. They simply are that way. And her joining with the demons is more that the demons are honest about what they're doing. And the paladins are liars. Instead of the paladins are kind of forced to those tactics. You know, there's certain complexities to the situation that she isn't willing to acknowledge. And you're mucking that up.
Also by not being a paladin.
Yeah, she's a cleric. Oh no!
No.
I did that one for
Again.
sports. I did that one for sports! I'm a cleric though, so still see a little goody two-shoe says. Straightens his tie, has his polished boots.
Get out of here. Stop showing me up. I know I'm not a cleric.
I can channel positive
Doing
energy.
a
You
bit.
can't!
Just because sometimes I hear the word of God doesn't mean I believe in it.
What a fucking conversation to have. Alright. You scoot a loot. Your buddy. Out. So, he scoots his butt out. So now, you have Lady, and it's honestly getting a little bit too much. Like, there's a lot of emotions, a lot of tense, it's been a long day. You're kind of tired because it's getting late into the night and you need to sleep for tomorrow. How do you wish to contain her, and do you wish to have any final words or things to say?
I think, you know,
You can stay up,
container in a
but you risk
secure. I mean, the others can go to bed. I would like to, you know, continue. Just kind of stay with her.
Alright.
Make sure, like,
Okay,
Not-
so no spell refresh for you.
yeah, I'll be fine. I'll be fine.
I don't think she used all that many spells anyway, so...
Yeah,
And also, oracles get shit tons of spells slots, so...
yeah, I've got plenty.
I got them coming out of my back pockets. Wow. Alright, well, good news. You get the experience for, at the very least, getting her to not sabotage anymore. Also, you get the experience for figuring out. So, you get like a whole big old toasty sandwich out of that. Over the course of the night, you have a chit-chat. You can roll me some diplomacy, or whatever you think is appropriate for trying to convince someone to stop, to just kind of listen, be caring and nurturing. A little soul smooch, as one would call it. That's a great soul smooch.
Yeah,
That
I'm
is
good
a-
at
that-
smooching.
That's a smooch right to the bloated pancreas or appendix. Appendix of evil.
Smooch each organ individually.
She tells you of something that you might want to know about. They have a chimera. It's not your average chimera. It's a special ace up their sleeve. And odds are tomorrow, if not the day after tomorrow, they're going to throw that at you, and it's going to tear through your army like crazy. And if you can kill that thing, if you can somehow kill what she calls Soltengrebben, if you can pull that off, maybe she'll tell you what she knows. Because that is like the big scary thing she doesn't want to deal with. There's the name, by the way.
Salt and grab. Maybe.
Sultan Baby.
Word in another language. Salted baby.
Salty Baby. Which is a mythic rank 4 chimera. It has a lot of stuff going for it.
Yeah, that sounds potentially out
Oh,
of our
you know what? I'll just have her describe what she's seen this thing do. It has what's called dual initiative. It takes 2 turns in a round. Additionally, it is resistant to weapons that aren't epic and good or cold iron. It has resistance 5. It's not that great. So your arrow can still pew pew. It's immune to electricity and poison from what she's seen. That was the thing they loved showing off. It has fiendish resistances, acid, cold, fire. Let's see if there's any feature that's like really impressive that she might have noticed. That's like, I recall that. Oh yeah, it has a breath weapon. It has a fuck you breath weapon. And when it starts biting you and enough of its 2 of its bites hit, it has this weird thing where it starts glowing and it just tears you apart.
Okay.
It doesn't necessarily kill you, but it does a fuck ton of damage and staggers you.
Did you say what kind of hits does it have?
She'll get to that in a moment. First, she'll tell you what the Chimera's breath weapon is. Its breath weapon is a big cold. Oh, it's a cold and piercing damage cone. Nice.
Oh.
The heads. Where are the heads? Well, the heads are in a picture, but I don't know for certain what they are. It has a snow leopard, a white dragon, and a mountain goat. She says that some shadow demon came along and had something for like the lady who used to rule this place. She recalls them being called Nahindrian elixirs or something. They killed a lot of the Meriliff's pets, but this one survived and it became fuck off powerful. She also knows that a person named Staunton took it, the boss of Drezen right now, and he also survived. So he might be, yes.
So
You're
a
gonna
very
deal.
powerful man and his very powerful dog.
Well, it's not his dog specifically, but the dog will probably try to fuck you up once it finds out people are doing something. It has no issue tearing through your army, so if it goes unchecked, it will just kill every paladin with ease.
Well, good thing we have the scroll of summon monster we shouldn't have.
I know! That's such a nice thing to have!
It's handy.
The ace up our sleeve. Items we should not have taken. So yes, you're going to want to think on how to fight it.
Well, I don't have much of a strategy other than go stand in front like an idiot.
And then let the monster mash commence.
So
Like,
when it starts
if it's
glowing,
trying to mash me, I'm more resilient than like anything else.
Okay, so what it actually has is it's basically it's called Crushing Jaws. It's basically rend. Oh, here we go. Its bites are extremely nasty. So first, if it attacks one person with both bites, it treats the target as flat-footed. If it hits you with both bites, it can use mythic power to savage its prey, as it's called. It basically starts to glow and tear it apart with mythic power, dealing a whole smack ton of damage. Then you have to make a fort save, or you're staggered for 1d4 rounds. As it just draws it out of you. Like, you can see why someone might join with the demons if you see something like that tear into people.
Yeah, that sounds like a...
And that's why she's
Then
like,
you
if you
wouldn't
can
wanna
kill
fight.
that, I might just believe in you. She also gives you a little bit of information on what you're going to find in Paradise Hill. Because you're not going to find your average army up there. It's an army of Shurs, which are demons. And they are very good at their job, and they are well reinforced, and they have a Varrock as their commander. And it's one of the more defended positions. There are also prisoners up there, which you might be able to conscript into an army, supposedly. She's been there a couple of times interrogating some people. Ooh. And so yeah, you have your work cut out for you. If you can prove to her that good is indeed powerful, maybe she'll play along. Maybe you can get her to play nice. And then you'll have someone who might know what the fortress looks like. It would be nice to have someone with a map. Might be. But that's it for today. The army goes for a nap. I want a fort save from you, lady staying up all night with the bard.
Okey-doke.
DC 15 or you'll be tired in the morning. You do get some sleep, but not enough. You manage to not become too tired. You know what? I'm going to take a look. You can also recover one spell slot of choice, I'll say. You do manage to get some of your gusto back. And just take a mythic power back as well. Everyone else, you take a normal long rest. You get all your stuff back, all your mythic powers and stuff. And then next time, we'll race to Paradise Hill and then see if you can take the bridge and the watchtowers. It's going to be a tough fight. Because Citadel Drezen is a citadel fada. Huten tut strata.
Oh, Belmore's power went out. That's good timing.
I mean, it's great. Give her that. Yay.
Yay!
I'm gonna deal. Belmore. Oh, I gotta choose a number between 1 and 5. Here you go. Belmore gets his power back. Pew. I love that there's a rest button in the back. Too bad Cariel doesn't get to use.
Hey.
All right, experience time. There's a lot of numbers on the sheet today. Just take a look. You've got lots of little niggly bits. And you got a lot coming, because that Slot and Grebe is going to be worth a lot. Actually, let me see how much he's worth. Because I think he's like
we don't die.
he's CR9. You might want to bring one of your friends. Might I consider maybe seeing what Tick Tick can do? Or
He's
maybe
got
one of your-
red buffs. I know that.
I mean, you can also get Mr. Big, because don't forget that Viraxis, when you're close to him, provides you a bonus to your AC.
Yeah, sounds good.
And he's big.
He's also, yeah, he's big. Give him a strength buff, he'll just grab it by the horns and start sparring with it, and then he just gets eaten.
Use fires in large.
This was a
bursts.
great idea. How could this not work out?
Maximum big.
He's a big boy. And then he started blasting.
Large and in charge.
Oh, here's its full complement of attacks. Bite, bite, gore, 2 claws. Fuck. That's harsh.
It's kind of height.
Alright, it's CR9. It's worth quite a bit of experience. It's one of the bigger experience boyish you can earn. Oh yeah, I already got the guy that was in the tomb. And you have Fiend Splitter. Let me just... Yeah.
Yeah, but a chimera isn't a demon, I don't think.
Fun fact. As she said. Yeah, it actually does count as a demon. As she said, it has demonic properties. It has like the demonic resistances against fire and stuff. So she thinks that whatever that little goo did might have exacerbated the demonic infusion effects. So it does count as a demon.
Oh, okay. Well, good to know.
Here we go. Specifically, demonic. Sultan Gabba's transformation to a mythic creature has infused it with many demonic resistance immunities. It counts as if it has the demon subtype for the purposes of effects that would have additional effects against demons. So your battle axe can also detect it.
Yeah.
Also,
Also means, like, I have a +4 evil outs. Probably not an evil outsider, though.
no,
Oh,
It's
well.
just
it's still just a chimera. It's just demonic.
Yeah, it's just a magical beast, but at least my battle axe will be good. Oh, well.
And hey, you can get yourself a little bless. Don't forget to restore everyone. Get them back up. All right, let's get to the experience calculation bit. How many have I already added? 204. Okay, and then plus
it's like a really cool picture of it.
then plus
Really rad.
equals and then plus equals nice.
Nice.
Now we go back to and divide it by 4. All right, and then plus 3,900 equals that. And your total is now this. Actually, let me do something. Let me check the advantage sheet. You are almost at... You know what? How about you guys take 7th level? You're like 750 experience away. Just take it. Yes, I like that you found the picture.
Yeah, it's really rad looking.
Do tell Bellboard that
Yeah.
you're level 7 now. Let's see, what does everyone get at level 7? Let's all bask a little bit. Let's bask a little bit in our growth as people.
I think I get another revelation, which is rad. So
What?
you get some cool ones at level 7.
You also get another 3rd level slot. And a B increase. You need those. Oh, and you get another
Yeah.
spell. Some more spells? No, nice.
Yeah. As half casters get, like, a spell.
You get a 2nd level slot as a ranger. And Woodland Stride.
Whoa!
What does Woodland Stride even do since, you know, natural favorite terrain exists? I'm gonna cough. Cough, cough. Ooh.
Means I get to ride a bike through really tall grass.
Oh, frick! Not only does our paladin get the 2nd level slots if he has enough charisma, he also gets to smite 3 times a day now.
Heck yeah.
I got another shotgun slot from my gun.
Yeah, like, remember the tall grass on the way to Fortree?
Also,
Yeah.
because it's demonic, I might just... No, it's not... Oh, it's an evil outsider with the evil subtype. It doesn't have that. No, it's still evil. You still smite it. Whenever I think smiting, I always think of like a glowing hammer and it just bumps him on the noggin. There is no other way to smite people. You just can't. Don't forget you get a feat at level 7. You get more feet.
Feet.
One of Tick Tick's arms turns into a foot. For no reason.
Heck yeah.
Why? Nobody knows.
basically I can get this, which is really rad.
As a swift action, you manifest the power of Fearing Wings to give you a fly speed of 60 feet. That's really good without mobility. Nice. You can use this one man per level oracle level to... Okay, wow. So, you're starting to get scary.
Yeah, I have a halo. I have burning fire wings. I glow. I'm a fucking angel now.
There's one thing I want to quickly get to before we move on.
It's
Like you might find...
either that or I can turn into a fire elemental.
Because if you've been wondering when you're gonna get more mythic powers, since what do I get at tier? Good news, if you beat the shit out of that Chimera, that's gonna be a trial, which would give you tier 2.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
So you get amazing initiative, which is really fun. Because it lets you take an extra standard action on your turn, and your initiative gets higher. Oh, and you get your ability score increases for being mythic. Those are really nice too. Simply put, you might just wanna find this boy and kick him in the dick. I got a Chimera whistle.
Well, good thing I'm a ranger. I get to cast resist energy.
Yeah, boy, that's really useful, as it has a cold breath.
Heck yeah.
Yes, Nora will still assist your army, so your stats don't necessarily change. But again, you better fuck him up good.
Yeah.
She'll also give you a little bit of information about the bridge. Your scout suspicion is correct. The bridge is indeed trapped to fall apart. When you arrive there will be aurochs. Those are connected to support pillars, and if they pull, the bridge might start collapsing, which is really, really bad.
So there are ropes.
Chains. That said, the aurochs are also chained down, so they can't really move too much. Also, some rumor about... It's also staffed by tieflings, it has a defensive force. It's a bridge. Why wouldn't you put a defensive force there?
Anyway, I kind of wanted to leave early today, so better go now.
Yeah, go
Nice.
Go.
Bye, everyone. Nice job there. Nice job there.
That's a video game.
Fire almost blew it, but you managed to pull it in through the end.
Therapy.
Woo!
Yeah.
Stream over. Everybody wins today. Even the people watching
Nice
the stream.
stream.
In fact, you might just win a little bit more.
Nice dream.
Yeah.